Hello and welcome back to the Scrubs Tournament Season 3. We're in Group Prelude and this is the winners bracket round 2 for EnigmaticHylian versus Kari. I am joined by commentators Shawnee and Iron Thunder. We are ready to start very soon, so I'm just going to leave you with our commentators and I'll see you on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Let's go. I'm looking forward to this.
Hey, same. This should be... I mean, looking at the... no, you go.
I was going to say, I have a personal stake in this one because the winner of this match faces me.
Yeah. Always nice to be scouting out the competition, it seems. Yeah. This start alone looks very interesting. Like, adult start, Song of Time, Water Medallion is certainly something.
Yes, it's nice to see a bit of a different song. Normally the song I see is a warp song. I mean, I like having warp songs, don't get me wrong, they're warp songs, they're great. But yeah, sometimes a different song's good. Song of Time doesn't do much early game. It gets you through Dampe a little quicker.
Yeah.
But other than that, GTG gets boosted, Water gets boosted. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not that great on its own, but it always has some use. I still think the best starting song is one of the warps that takes you to a song.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you start with one of them, it's a golden seed.
I think Minuet's probably the best starting one, because it takes you to 2.
Yeah, Minuet's the best, and then Bolero or Requiem. Probably Requiem, then Bolero, actually, because Spirit's a git to get out to otherwise.
True. Also, look at chat. Tunic colours are quite nice. I prefer Kari's because I prefer the darker shade of purple. But they're both really nice.
Yeah, I prefer Kari too. I've never really been that big a fan of the pinks.
And we are... Oh. Well, okay
started,
then.
Apparently.
Okay.
That was going at 3,000 miles an hour. Okay.
I suppose I shall just go ahead and throw this out into chat as well. And a casual, is this even random?
Yep. Fire in fire, spirit in water, shadow in shadow, forest in spirit, light in Dodongo.
Reku Tabu Forest Stone, okay.
Yeah.
Reku Stone's always a little bit disappointing, if I'm honest.
Deku Jabu Stone is always nice. Like, okay, River's dead, Colossus Waff, both Colossus Waffs, and that's the Colossus Waff.
That is not the Colossus Waff.
Huh.
Anything that is... Oh Lord. What's happened to the colours?
Oh, right. Something's gone. Ooh. Crikey, okay. Yeah.
Restreamer, we've got a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, that was it. Right hand's one where I think it logically will require something up there.
The hands are both Spirit Temple now.
Oh, are they now?
I've been for about... since the start of Season 4. Plus, any item that's directly hinted can't be weighed a hero.
Oh yeah, forgot that one. Yeah, so with that, I get the feeling that Spirit, especially, that people are going to be wanting to find Requiem because you've got 2 required items out there. It's gonna be a priority.
That hookshot on the right hand is also very interesting because that is 5 key locked.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, logically
Kari?
5 key locked.
Oh yeah. No.
Nice start of route divergence.
Kari letting it go up. That's surprising, actually. Not really a thing you see there.
Very interesting. Ooh.
That might end up costing her. Oh, that's an alert.
Yeah. But, yeesh. GTG Waff.
Well, there goes any issues anyone trying to skip it today.
And the first of many.
GTG Waff. Bow on man on move is nice.
Yeah, and it looks like Kari's on her way to get that now.
Makes sense. GTG Way the Hero does also make Struggle Time a little more useful as well.
Yeah.
That's 3 checks you can get to now.
That was Prescription, I think, in Windmill.
I didn't see it.
Vanilla Storms.
Why is this can't be prescription?
3 vanillas.
Yeah, it cannot be prescription because we go to claim check.
Alright, yeah. I couldn't. Alright, Deku Shield. Chat saying.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
And a free bomb bag. What is this seed?
It looks like our race. It looks like our race monitor is decides to go for the song "I Write Jets, Not Tragedies."
Don't worry, we've got Stone Jarber. Tragedies can always happen.
Oh yeah, and Stone Forest.
Yeah,
that's not a tragedy. That's a snooze fest. Kari,
it's a tragedy for the viewers.
Oh yeah. Kari electing not to go for the windmill because she has Song of Time, so we can just bypass from Danpei race. Makes sense, honestly.
I've always been a fan of that routing myself.
There's a bit of panic at the ice
into windmill.
Let's have a look. Hylian finds a refund. Kari finds a matter refund.
Yeah. Well, that's a heart piece or heart container. One of the two. I don't think anyone's going to actually get that.
Just as brief heads up for our stream viewing. The trackers are updating their stuff. We appear to have a couple of issues at the moment. We're working on it.
Hey.
I can promise you that everything is potentially working. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Just a quick refresh fixed it. We promise the trackers are doing their job and doing a fantastic one at that.
Hey. Shout out to the trackers.
Wait. That doesn't look right.
Yeah, someone's turned on. Yeah.
There we go. That was weird.
Yeah. So
okay, the trackers are definitely having a little bit of an issue. That's a wallet.
Wallet and Nehru's from Danpei.
I always need to say, just remember, do not have Nehru's Love active when you go to learn a song.
Does that
bad things will happen and we can't FPA you for that.
Well, like, freezes the game, bad things happen.
Either freezes or softlock, either are bad.
Yeah, there's a Deku Shield up there. And now, Kari catches up to where Hylian about is.
Yeah. I think the characters we've seen, I think we saw right-hand hookshot, Colossus Waff.
Yeah, right-hand hookshot, Colossus Waff, GTG Waff, River's dead.
River in the
River Chest dead,
right?
yeah. River Chest dead.
Was it Rolling Boulders or was it River?
It was Beyond the River.
Beyond the River, okay. Those ones still throw me off.
Yeah.
Where's the old ones back? God damn it. River Chest, okay, cool.
So, yeah.
So from here is a couple of ways you can go.
Yeah.
You have a bomb bag, so the Doctor's Cavern is a very attractive option right now.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if after they cleared out CAC, they both just went up to Dodongo's. Get it out of the way.
Yeah, as long as it's still a very good dungeon. Stone or medallion, actually.
Yeah. It's a medallion. Yeah, it's a medallion. They can full clear it. They're already here. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, honestly. Not a bad shout.
Yeah, I think that's the play. Then after that, I think it depends. I think people are going to be looking hard for the OOT hint this game.
Oh.
Because,
yeah,
we are going to need either Requiem or Eponias to get through this.
Oh yeah,
and both people
at it.
Yeah, and if either of them's on OOT, then this just became all dungeons, pretty much. Or at least logical all dungeons.
Not necessarily. We could still have access to. We still have 2 song checks we can get to for free.
Yeah. Remember, if Eponias or Requiem was on Ocarina of Time. Because we need to get to Spirit somehow. And we can't long shot over there because there's a hook shot at the Spirit. So, there's got to be...
A little bit difficult to get over there with a long shot if one of the components of a long shot is...
Yeah. Unless...
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, given the logic game, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Requiem to get a long shot at Spirit to then go back and long shot over.
Oh, God. A Wasteland check. That would be awful, and yeah, I expect it at this point.
Yeah, and I think people would strongly consider just trying to do anything to get out of that. Eponias could also factor in, because if we could have the nightmare situation of Vanilla Requiem. Bolero on Ocarina of Time. So most all of the ADC's dreams have been crumbled to ash.
Oh no, they're not dead till we see the hover boots.
Okay, it's not dead until we see hover boots, but
because there is still the option that you need the hover boots when they're on the volcano. Which, for those who don't know, hard forces all dungeons. Because the only 2 ways to get the item on the volcano are with the hover boots, which, if they're there, good luck.
Or Bolero.
Bolero, to get the bean, to plant the bean, to fly up.
Yeah.
And as much as chat would love to see it, mega flipping is not permitted.
Yeah. Well, either way, I think we're probably going to find it out relatively soon.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if these 2 went straight up to Goron City into Crater, as usual, after clearing this out. Because at this point in the Siege, knowing if you're in an old dungeons is probably some of the biggest intel you can get.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, if it's all dungeons for hover boots, that tells us a decent amount. It tells us that fire is probably a lot behind AD as well. Because there's a decent chance you need the hover boots for that dungeon as well, logically.
Yeah. Decent chance that it also means Shadow is hard locked behind all dungeons. And it means you also avoid the slight possibility that you have a hover locked forest.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the smaller ones, but it is still there.
It's very annoying when it happens.
Yeah, as chat is saying, the long shot can reach freestanding items, but one, it's not that long, and two, long shot and hook shot can't pick up freestanding, yet boomerang can.
Yeah.
It's an annoying inconsistency in the game.
Can boomerang reach it?
Boomerang absolutely can. Boomerang can't. I don't know if boomerang can reach, but boomerang can pick up freestanding. Which is weird, honestly.
Yeah.
But this is, quite honestly, this is Ocarina of Time, and as we all know, it is a very well-programmed game.
Absolutely zero flaws.
Exactly. But a couple of ceilings.
Debatable.
No, there are ceilings, they just don't work very well.
Yeah. And then the walls, in air quotes.
Yeah, this game borrows heavily from Sonic lore, where walls are, in fact, just suggestions.
That's just this era of video gaming in general, to be honest.
They're helpful suggestions, but they're just suggestions.
Yeah. Helpful suggestions, but if needs be, you can ignore the suggestions and go on your way quite happily.
Exactly.
Hylian seeming to have some trouble with the block.
Blocks are just a headache in general, I swear.
Yeah. That's a mild block on his progression.
Exactly. Those are like puns, just like what Kari found you in for a heap of agony.
He'll be stoned by that check.
Yep. and chat over here thinking they can control the puns with their channel points. Fools.
No. You are wrong.
Right, and our oblong item here is
a
soggy jumper. Pretty nice.
Turn up the puns, turn up the
Oh
puns.
god, here we go. Okay.
They really want this to be a punishing run, don't they?
Wonderful.
Hey. And now we're going into the jawsome part of this dungeon.
Can't we go for the skull here? I haven't seen the 30 hint, I don't think.
I don't think we've seen any of the skull hints, have we?
The 30 hint was in the DMT Storm's Grotto on Hylian's side.
Oh yeah, I don't think she went that far.
No, she hasn't got up to Storm's Grotto yet. She went as far as seeing the item on top of DC and then left, which is fair. Oh,
yeesh. Like
fire keys are one of the worst enemies in the game. This proves it.
Well, keys in general, to be honest. I think ice keys are worse.
Ice keys are absolutely worse.
Yeah.
Kari here showing off a cool little trick I like to do.
It's not a nice time.
Exactly. Cool little trick there to keep notes of, by the way. That pot reappears, and if you don't pick up the drop, then it'll actually have a drop again.
Yeah, drop dupes.
I like that one because
for when you're running out of bombs in Dodongo's cavern.
Oh yeah, it's nice to have a guaranteed bomb drop.
Yeah.
In general, I'll say.
And especially if you've only got one bomb bag, you can be kind of light on bombs coming into this.
But yeah, 20 bombs is not enough.
Yeah. It's enough to get through Dodongo's, but it's not really enough to get through Dodongo's and Goron City. And whatever other miscellaneous checks you're going to want bombs for.
True, and here we have, as Kari enters the boss, Hylian defeated. King Dodongo gets his free lava bath. And gives us $5 for the privilege.
Hey. The lava bath must be truly an enlightening experience.
Ah, yes. Which fits this group, to be honest.
Hey.
Okay, so we have another falling there. All this coming through to rock your world.
Hey.
Let's see what's in Gold City, I guess.
Yeah.
I think what we've got here, we're probably going to see the Minuet song check as well.
Yeah, I can see that definitely coming through.
Yeah, it's not in logic, but we know how to break the logic here at Scrubs.
Logic is like walls in this video game.
Mild suggestions.
Very much a suggestion. And
oh no,
that's not pleasant, is it?
Missing that shot. This is why I like having bomb shoots going into there. They're going to aim a bomb shoot, just point in a general direction and let it go.
Just a quick fire and forget. Yeah. That also throws me with the bow, because for some reason every time I shoot with it, it's either just above or just below. And I can never remember which way around it is, even between actual uses. Yeah, Melky's got the idea. Know the logic so you can break it.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's the hour refund. A lot of refunds for stuff today.
Yeah.
Spend finally the carpet goes up.
Yeah.
The
you are too weak for that. Yeah. I mean, he's got enough bombs to do the maze. There's the other ocarina hint.
That's kind of a feels bad moment. You just spent 4 bombs for 1 hit stone. It's one you've already got, but at the same time, it's good to know it's one you've already got.
Yeah. Right. So
I've always thought the Gold City should have at least 1 guaranteed bomb drop in it.
It does. It's called the shop.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would invalidate the shop though. You do get a 20 rupee pot though. It's not all bad.
Yeah. Also, technically, you can farm the pot 1 for 5. So. But
yeah, you can get like 26 rupees between the MC entrance and Gold City.
Yeah, you can farm rupees there. Pot gives you 5 bombs if you get the right face.
Uh oh. Kari to hit the hit stone, and it's gone.
Whoops. That was a way of the hero too.
That was a way to heal for Goron City.
Yeah.
That's a really bad one to lose.
Yeah.
And she ain't getting that back.
Yeah, I think you have to reload the area to get them back, or is it? Yeah,
you have to reload the entire area, and to do that, you have to blow up the rocks again. So I think that hit stone is probably a lost.
Yeah, and that could swing it, because Dwarf Goron City, we've seen...
You've seen all the adult stuff, and the adult stuff is pretty much done with at this point.
Yeah, we've seen all but 1 adult check, and it was nothing. So...
oh, right, yeah, the wall.
Yeah, the silver... The gauntlet / hammer chest in the maze is still... It's still there, but yeah. It could just come down to Hylian seeing that hint, and when he goes child, when they go child, they're going to run to Goron City because they know they're the way of the hero there. They know
it's not going to be a good one for Kari.
Kari
could be in a lot of trouble with that one. And it's not even as though you could have... I don't know how she managed to blow it up either. That's actually really impressive.
Yeah. I think what happened is someone might have to go into the VOD and check, but I think what happened is she might have tried to drop the bomb and thrown it.
Right, that makes sense.
And it just went over.
Yeah. You You can't stop it from exploding as long as you hit it with your sword before it starts going up.
Yeah. But alas...
Little trick I learned from Majora's Mask when I was playing the land. Did that a little bit.
Right. And now Hylian making full use. There's... Is that
Hylian shield.
A Hylian shield, yeah.
Apt.
And... I think Kari might be doing what? What is Kari up to?
Was that him?
I don't know. I was trying to figure out what Kari was up to.
I saw it was a foolish hint. I didn't see which one it was.
Shout out, market foolish. That is interesting.
That's a good one to have.
Yeah. Market is a big ass time sink.
Saves you 90 rupees total.
Wasp tree.
Oh,
Wasp
that's
stone
interesting.
tree. This. Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if it's a stone, a medallion, a song.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Kari's on her way to get that.
That's...
Which is...
Oh, she made that by virtue of having bomb shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you buy a shield and you get a chance. Not you just dropping the bombs quickly or drop them quickly. You just ground jump.
Yeah. There's the other market hint.
Oh. Semi-punished for going out of the way ahead. I hate it.
Hey. And Kari's going to come down and find the shield. She's going to get the shield.
Well, yeah, it makes sense.
She might as well. Yeah, save having to buy one.
Void out. Oh. Oh, she's going to miss the market, foolishes.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's two relatively big hints Kari's missed now.
I mean, God says she at least will appear somewhere else. We've seen both market foolish.
Yeah. Bow not working as intended. A flawless video game.
Boulder hitboxes. They're huge.
Yeah.
You're going to get into the right spot to hit them. It's annoying.
Okay, three things over is not worth the time. Interesting.
That's a good hint to get.
I just thought, did either of them check Volcano?
I didn't get a good look at it.
Yeah, I didn't get a good look at that either. I don't recall either of them really looking. Okay, so...
Chat, same shoes.
Choose, yeah. That'd be, I don't think that's enough that people will go back for them.
And it kills, OT hint.
Yeah. More sticks. Yay.
Good time to get
yeah. Nice bit of divergence here. One side
money.
going into...
Speaking of shoes.
More choose.
That was a very good mana skip.
Yeah.
If only the $40 was worth it.
Something goldish, but not light arrows.
I mean, $200 after you've just spent them all to get a gorge, it's pretty nice. Get that wallet refill, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, having a bit of a less smooth skip. Mine does not like him today.
This reminds me of me trying to do Midas skip. It's just, you set up, you get a rough look at it, and you just spam backflip until you go through.
Yeah, it seems to be the common way to do it. There is a setup to do it, meant to be consistently, but I would never, ever manage to get a consistent setup for this. I just backflip into, I just change angles every now and again and backflip them through.
Yeah. You've got a glorious showing from Mido the Green here. Thou shalt not pass.
Can you ground trip that bit?
You can ground... I don't know if you can ground jump here, but you can definitely ground jump here.
Okay, go look the other way, you'll find that.
As long as he's looking... As long as the... Big Pig's the other way. Foolish Fire, that's a godsend.
That's a nice hint, but it's still a medallion.
Yeah,
Which
and
means
you're the
the
wasp
key-
tree.
Which means the key is all the way at the top.
Yep.
On the plus side, I don't need hover boots if the key's at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, hiding through.
Right, and
You
there
grow hair
is
every day.
Serenade.
So you shave every day.
Oh,
The new
Hylian's
Big
gone to an
Hybrid
advert.
Flex is refillable with titanium blades for an
100%.
ultra smooth shave. Hair.
Ugh.
How did that go off?
The new Big Hybrid Flex.
Well, we
It's a
have no
great
idea of
shave,
what's going
and
on
yes,
that
it's
side.
refillable.
Totally the same thing Kari just did, getting seven water.
Yeah. Cleaning up that bit. So, and then Kari goes child.
That blow in. That blow out. Oh my god, how many ads are we gonna get?
This is the third one.
Constantly observing
Oh,
nature
gosh, we're gonna set
and
a
the
four,
beauty of
isn't
how
it?
Behaves and reacts to the environment.
As a car designer, I'm inspired by the dynamic sense of momentum from the way
Twitch
okay.
plays ads, I believe, in
the way
sets
it
of 1,
spins.
2, or 4.
Inspiration can be described as the act
Yeah,
of
apparently
and breathing
the
back
tracker
out.
is
Everything you create.
keeping up at least though, so
There be carnage.
we'll know.
Movement that inspires.
But yeesh.
And there's number 4.
It's the ad we had at the start of the stream with the silly little jump scares.
Kari has in fact gone back to child.
Kara has gone back child and is now
Going to do
Reaping
all
the
the
reward.
foolish market.
of not checking creator.
Because...
Oh.
Whoa, what? That was cool. What's that happen for? Whee. So what we have here, by the way, is a situation where Heidi's going to gain a ton of time because he managed to see both of the hints.
Yeah,
Market foolish.
and it's going to be even worse because Kari just missed one on the shooting too. So that's another 30 to a minute down the drain, just redoing shooting gallery.
Stronger video was Serenade, right? Yeah, okay. At least the tracker's working this time.
Yeah.
Now, this is where we want hover boots, because if you had hover boots, you'd be halfway back to Lost Woods after that hit.
Yeah.
Hover boots put you just past the ladder here.
I believe I can fly.
Pretty much. Now we're going to see what's on shoe bowling, which actually could be useful
Yeah.
if it's a bomb bag. If there's a bomb bag on shoe bowling too, do you still grab it?
I think when you've got one, I wouldn't go for a second bomb bag willingly.
Yeah,
I'd take one if it's given to me, but I don't think you ever really need the second bag.
I'd say for me it depends, because if I'm on like 2 bombs, I'll gladly take the refill.
Oh, Crater Wasp.
Oh, DMC! We haven't had the song there yet.
Yeah, it might. I think it's got to be the song.
Song
Because-
or Hammer Fairy?
Yeah, song or
Super
Hammer
nice.
Fairy. I'd probably say it's going to be the song, because
Oh, more than likely.
the way songs work.
Songs are normally earlier, yeah, it's the most likely option. Doesn't mean it's going to be the right option, most likely.
It's interesting to see what Hylian's going to do now.
If I was in Kari's position here, I wouldn't be going for Deku at this exact moment, even though it's WoF. I'd have gone for Kakariko.
Maybe.
Because
But
time
I
of
think-
day, it's almost night time. You, judging by when that child showed up, you'd have just made the time to Darnpay digging.
Yeah.
And
It-
get out of the way early is fantastic, honestly.
Yeah. I think
Then I've
the,
never again.
I think they are hard pushing the Wasp Deku though, and I don't think Kari cleared out Lost Woods either.
Ah,
I
she
don't
cleared
think
up,
she did.
I think she had the second half.
I don't think she did Mido's house at least.
Okay.
So they might be
Oh,
looking following that, because the other thing is part of the reason that would push Kari back to CAC is the Wasp Goron city that she never saw.
I mean, to be fair, part of the reason I pushed Kari back to CAC is chickens. So she wouldn't want to go at start night anyway.
Yeah.
Also, we just saw that reading the composer grave guard the sun song. Can we take a moment to appreciate that this scene is apparently vanilla?
Yeah, we've had 4 vanillas now. 2 Dungeon Medallions, Storms vanilla.
Oh,
And
Serenade was hinted.
Serenade was hinted. After we found it.
I like seeing that though, because if a Sacred Forest Meadow Wader hero shows up, that can't be it. I mean, it couldn't anyway, but I like seeing that hit in general.
Yeah. And the sword chest is a Deku shield. Yeah, Hylian.
No matter what, we're going to start with Deku Tree on Kari's route, but Violet could be a good call. Pardon me. It's Violet to do it right after Deku Tree if I can.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What, Hylian played on Wii?
I should have.
I didn't
But
know
you
that,
will
to be
need
honest.
the classic controller.
I might bring up the classic controller, but it still has the classic Wii menu which requires a Wiimote to use, even remotely.
That's going to be fun to navigate a bit. One of the benefits of coming down to Deku Tree is that there's 2 more hints.
Yep. But
well, I guess that solves the ad issue for every streamer. The empty way to hear that might send Kari back.
what was it? Trail Way of the Heroes? That was the other crater.
No, second crater.
Oh, okay. Second crater was so.
Well, second crater is stone. We haven't had a second one for anything yet. Yeah, you see, you assume I'm paying attention to the shine of items there, chap.
Yeah. Fountain is foolish. That's
a nice one.
Nice, but mildly useless.
I don't know. We moved an Iron Boots requirement.
Yeah. But it doesn't
Unlike
overly
water, it's
help
hard.
because they still kind of need it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, unlike water, for Fountain, Iron Boots is a hard requirement. Can't reach a gold scale. Trust me, I've tried.
Kari gets that. Is Kari gonna... Oh, not Kari. Hylian gets that. Is Hylian gonna go up and get this hint? Yes.
I don't see why not, honestly. You need
Yeah,
to
if you're
attempt to
here,
leave
you
anyway.
might. Yeah, if you're here, you might as well. Nocturne in ice. That's a kicker.
Is that our third song hint?
Yeah.
Some sort of location, Nocturne and Serenade.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, Serenade was hinted, Bolero on OT, and Nocturne on ice.
And Suns on Suns. We don't count OT because OTs are guaranteed one, I
Oh
think.
yeah, Suns one, yeah.
Also,
Rush Ice.
I would Rush Ice, but I'm missing a very important item to Rush Ice.
There's hovers. We are probably not all done. We
The item was not. The item was not hovers, but nice to have them anyway. The item we need to get to Ice Cavern is a bottle.
Yeah, we need
Can need one of those.
Yeah.
Oh,
Final Frogs is dead. Praise
I
be.
will always take that hint.
I think everyone will. Frogs
Okay,
2 is arguably the worst check in the game.
If you get the hint early enough, it's not the worst in the world. The problem is you need 6 different songs for it, and so if you need Frogs 2, your way to hear are probably dead.
You need 6 songs, and you need to remember the pattern, which I don't know about you, but for me that usually means Googling it.
It's on my hints document for a reason.
Yeah. I am respecting the frogs. I'm respecting the fact that they are terrible.
I mean, I'll respect the frogs that get put into Minecraft next year. That's right, there's going to be frogs in Minecraft.
Truly a riveting development.
And in there, shown the correct way to Oh, hold on. That's interesting. And I showed a quick way to respect chickens by sending them to a shadow room.
Yeah.
But yeah, that slingshot in Deckage is actually really funny when you think about it.
Yeah, the slang shot is in... Because that's probably the way of the hero.
No, Harvest is still the way of the hero, but Slingshot is required.
Oh, yeah.
If you need to beat Deckage.
Oh, yeah, Hovers is still... I forgot Hovers. Yeah.
Or target inwards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice little jump slash.
Then you can actually jump off here to actually get some height before you get that. Fair enough.
You can with a stick because stick hitboxes are wonky. I think everyone can agree with that one.
No, that's fair. Also, shoutouts to Minuet on
Hey,
Baron.
I'm betting that Hylian's going to minuet the second he's checked Cowshed.
Oh, yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not a bad shout.
Yeah.
I would just like to point out as well that our trackers are so good at their job, but I saw the Minuet icon appear before we saw the song.
Restream delays for you.
I love our trackers, they're always on the ball. Oh, that's what Kari. Good skip.
Piece of heart.
Wait.
And
just
he's saving quitting?
Oh, no, this is good. We get to see where
he wants to see where Child starts. Which is going to be interesting, because...
I know I want it to appear. If it doesn't appear, I'll tell you where I want it to appear. Okay, our spawn is... Oh, that's actually kind of big.
Yeah.
I like seeing Cax spawn as a child. You also have
go in and
storms.
Yeah.
Turn around immediately and play Solar Storms.
Yeah, turn around immediately, get the well open.
Now, the spawn I wanted to see was Garuda Valley.
Yeah, as I said before the race.
Side.
Ooh. Yeah, as I said before the race, I am very, very confident that Valley's going to turn up here.
I can see it. The reason I want Valley on the fortress side is for some fantastical logical implications.
Okay, so...
Because if Child spawns on the fortress side of Valley, also less reckon, then Child can kill the guard in Fortress to make the bridge appear for Adult. Which, by the way, is quite possibly my favourite logical implication of random spawns.
And yeah. Ooh.
And chat is also pointing out that if Valley spawned on the Fortress side, Kukiri sword enters the way of the hero pool.
Yeesh. That's a bit grim.
Okay,
so what's out in the desert? Sorry.
Oh no.
That's interesting.
We need Xiao as soon as possible.
Yeah. Because...
Oh no, Xiao's in the crater, isn't it? Wait. Colossus Waff.
Colossus is Waff. But...
What is that on the crater, on the arch?
I think it's... I can't make it out. I think it's Choose. I could
if
see
anyone saw that, let us know, because that could be really important.
I thought I saw 2 points on the top of it, so I thought it was...
Chat is saying Bloopy. Saria's song with the hero
Saria's song
could be really scary, actually.
Can they do... I don't know, because we've got Sari's Way of the Hero, but we've also got a Way of the Hero in Goron City, so it might just be pointing to Darunia.
I mean... Kari hasn't got that Goron City Way of the hero, but finding that Saria's song could save her.
Maybe. I think...
Because Saria's song points to 3 checks. One of them is already hinted dead.
Yeah. Hylian's going to check this scrub that Kari's checking now. Cuckoo's this piece of heart.
Kari's going to be so upset. Wait for it. Yeah, Hintstone's going to space.
Fare thee well. And there's arrows.
I'll be honest, finding that hint early is fantastic.
Yeah.
For anyone that isn't Kari.
Yeah. Hylian is off to tree. Yeah. This could be... that Colossus story is very, very interesting.
Yes, it definitely gives us some thought-provoking, some interesting discussions to be had.
Yeah, because Colossus is 3 checks. So,
yeah,
it's either Sarius. Yeah, it's either Sarius.
Oh my god.
Or it's in the fountain. It's in the fairy fountain, or it's up on there, and we couldn't see what was up there.
Chat is saying blue pea.
Chat's saying blue pea? I don't know. I could have swore I saw 2 points up there. Like it was a Bombchu mask.
Kari will probably be over there at some point. We'll probably get a clearer look then.
Yeah.
Kari eventually found... Where was Colossus Way to Hero again?
Colossus Way of the Hero. We had 2 of them at Temple of Time.
2?
So,
I mean, okay, I know we had 1 at Temple of Time, but let's see a second. That's fair.
Yeah, it was hints 2 and 3. They were literally back to back.
So she definitely knows it's Way of the Hero.
Yeah.
She's definitely going to look at that arch, because let's face it, I'd look at the arch.
Yeah. When you get Way of the Hero Colossus, you always check the arch.
Oh,
because...
no. Kari, no, don't do it now.
Oh dear.
Oh, I mean, she hasn't got Z. Neither of them have ZL yet.
I don't know. This could go either.
This could go either way, but if you're probably not going to get back here quickly.
Yeah, this
Wait.
thing. I think without ZL, you miss so much here that this could result in an orphaned Way of the Hero.
Oh, yeah.
But she doesn't know it's a Way of the Hero, but
yeah.
I don't think she's going to come back here.
Not anytime soon.
She's not coming back here in any swift order. She's just going to leave and go back.
I'm seeing in the chat that they got to that Colossus was Colossus Way to Hero.
Yeah. In which case, that'd be third.
If you're saying there's 2 at Temple of Time...
Yeah, second and third. Yeah, that's a double waff.
If I get someone in chat to confirm if there was actually 2 at Temple of Time just to be safe, because I remember seeing 4 distinct hints there.
I'm pretty sure
what they were, but I remember seeing 4 distinct hints.
We had River Chest. I remember seeing River Chest, because we had it was River Chest.
Yeah, the River Chest.
Colossus Waff, hookshot on right hand.
Well, that's interesting. Okay.
Double Colossus Waff is.
It's not often we get a free check location having 2 Waffs.
Which is. It's interesting for sure, because it makes me think that if Hylian's been keeping count, we might see a river play to get the bean. Because I couldn't tell what the hell was up there. I don't know if Hylian knew what was up there.
That's the problem with VC. Things get darker normally, because it runs darker. It's hard to see some things.
Yeah.
It definitely runs better a lot of the time. But that comes at the cost of, I said, the darkness issue.
On strats. Kari's going to get the 3rd check. Desert Colossus Way of the Hero.
I couldn't see that.
I couldn't see that either. Hopefully she goes to the back and checks it, but...
Yeah, chat's saying definitely a blue pea.
Okay. In which case, then, that is...
It's very fancy in that case.
That forces the Wasp to be Saria's...
Did Hylian check?
Hylian did not check School Kid as far as I can tell.
Yeah. And we're going to see Child Spirit.
Which
given you have a slingshot and just a slingshot.
Yeah, you just need a slingshot and you can get both of these. It's awkward as hell to get the angle, but it's doable and it's within logic.
Yeah, it's not too awful as long as you can stun and stealth for long enough.
Yeah.
The angle isn't actually that bad. You just need to be able to not get hit off by the Salfos, which is the bigger problem.
Yeah, because from what I can remember, the angle on it is it's tight. You don't get much room between you and the ledge. It's very easy to get knocked into the abyss.
Don't. You can do it both sides though, which is nice.
Yeah, but you've still got the issue of falling into the pit.
True. What I normally do is I walk in, throw a Deku Nut as soon as the Starfish land, and just rush to get the angle right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so since we have a hook, Kari can also just be climbing at the hook shot around.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, you can do the bomb two stop. I think that's a little too.
I forgot that this worked.
Oh no, that's that. Okay, so it's too fast. It's cool.
And she got mean by the skull. Get bubble bombed.
Yeah, logically you can do this with slingshot or rang, but you also have the bomb option. If you're 21 choose, it's where to go. Okay, first key.
First key, so you logically did have to come here.
Oh yeah. But let's be completely honest here. Again, logic, especially in Spirit Temple for keys, is just a helpful suggestion.
Spirit logic is... It's a special thing at the best of times.
Oh, once you understand it, once you know the basics of it, you can see why it's the best, because the logic for keys have to assume that you are in fact a moron.
Yeah.
Who spends their keys in the worst possible place. It's one a bit like GCG
Giant's wallet and
Kari taking a death there because he's too low on health to survive the void out. Because of the spike trap, actually.
Hmm.
Do I still have that remote, or is it just changed?
Oof.
No, it's a teaser on Halloween. Haven't got a
Yeah, crikey. There's so much vanilla in this seed. The last time I saw this much vanilla, the restaurant was handing me an ice cream menu.
Now, I'm seeing someone in chat say ice arrow and a spike trap, and I actually forgot that worked. But there is one fatal flaw with your assumption. Well, there's actually two.
There are several fatal flaws.
We'll address the easiest one to address first.
No ice arrows.
Kari has not got a magic meter.
No ice arrows. No magic meter. You can't.
Kari's not got ice arrows. Kari's the wrong age.
Yeah. You can't use the bow with a child.
You assume that Kari would ever equip ice arrows in the first place.
Oh, we're going for child climb.
No, this makes perfect sense. Kari's going to save down to keep the key.
Yeah.
Honestly, knowing there's a hook shot on right hand, you do this.
Yeah, knowing that you've got a hook shot there, it's a better play than you'd expect. And
if you can somehow find all 5 keys, it's in logic.
Yeah.
I didn't see what's on the Skull Kid. They would see what's on the Skull Kid.
Oh, another bow apparently.
Oh. What was the first bow again?
The first bow was in... I'm trying to remember. It was very early.
That can't be it. Okay.
Yeah, it was Man on the Roof.
So
there's the boss key. So yeah.
A minuet is easily accessible, so stop for that. So if Cyrus is made a hero, which we're thinking it is if there's 2, it has to be for Darunia.
Yeah, which
is very important, actually.
I think that could be the kicker for the seed, to be honest.
That brings Kari straight back into it if she can read that.
If she can.
Because
But-
Gore City Wolf
She doesn't know.
unhinted Darunia.
She doesn't know Goron City is Waff, though.
No, and she's not going to, but finding the Sarius song, once she's done Skull Kid, the only thing that's left for it to be is Darunia.
Yeah.
Which means once you go ZL, you are rushing that. At least I would.
Actually,
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
fire arrows there.
Fire arrows in a fire-locked check.
So that's
really
logical
funny, actually.
Dins before this.
Has to be. Forest Temple access is sorted by Minuet in words.
Minuet was on.
Rush.
Minuet was on, Mom. So
So at that point, Sarius can only be for one thing.
yeah, Sarius. We've run out of things Sarius can be. Skull Kid was.
Kari's just hard rushing the hook shot. I don't see why. Hey, I understand the spirit key logic perfectly. It's the fire logic I'm not understanding. I think you just missed it. You have to wait a while. It means that the fire arrows clearly means that Dins is before the fire arrows.
Yeah.
That's all it means. Which does take out a lot of stuff that Dins can't be in, like Wasteland.
Yeah. Wait, is it logical to be able to do that with sticks now?
You have to have enough keys. I'm ignoring that situation because we found one key total. Once you find more keys, then I'll entertain the possibility.
If I find a key in this check, there is Dins before hookshot.
Yeah, you need all 5.
Yeah. But that still does. But how does that solve that fire arrows were Dins locked?
ZL, we haven't found ZL yet.
We haven't found Zelda's.
But we do have an unresolved way to hero in Death Mountain Crater. Oh my god, Kari hasn't saved. She is hard committing to it, which makes sense. See, fire arrows were almost always Dins locked. I didn't bother going for the possibility of a word because it was tiny. I know what I'm talking about, Trent. I know it's hard to believe.
How do you think he got to the win? How do you think he got this far in the Scrubs tourney? Pure luck?
Oh no, most of that was blind luck.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, how much of that do you think was luck?
Yes. Kari grabbing the hook shot. Probably going to save and quit here. Yep. This will put you in the Kakariko, which is not a bad spot for us.
Yep. Yeah, that was a hinted hook shot.
Still let's have a hook shot though.
Yeah. The only reason you'd go for that is if you knew something hook shot level was up there.
Honestly, I'd have probably gone up there for like first bomb bag if we found no others.
But I don't think I'd go up there for first bomb bag less than an hour into the siege.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be logical first bomb bag because you need a bomb bag to get up there.
Yeah.
But let me have my bombs, damn it. I like bombs.
Yeah. It was one of the first hints we found. Because adult spawns in Temple of Time, and it was one of the hints on Temple.
So, hold on. We've had key in left here. Key in sunblock room. Are we on 2 keys so far?
Yeah,
there's one in Child Clan, I think.
Yeah.
That puts us to 3. Okay, cool. That's good to know. 3 keys.
3 keys.
Important.
Okay, so
I think based on that, there has to be a key in early adult? No, wait.
I think there has to be. It depends what your class is early adult.
First 2 checks.
First two checks, no.
I'm trying to work out. Is it 2 keys or 1 key for logical lobby? That's the bit I always forget. I think
it's 2 for logical lobby. Because you need to do both. You need to do like child door and adult door. And then you're into lobby without needing another key.
Yeah, once I pass the lobby, I'm a bit more established on spirit key logic.
Yeah.
Like, all of past lobby as adult needs 4.
Yeah.
1!
It's...
Oh, that makes sense. It makes sense. You give us either. Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Rapunzel was bored of waiting for the prince to come and
sake.
save her. So she ordered a ladder with Prime one day delivery.
Oh, yeah. And another ad
break.
break.
The hairdressing empire, obviously.
What?
Prime changed everything.
Ketchup reloaded.
If that gets reloaded now, the ad break should completely vanish, because I think Ketchup did get that.
Yeah, someone gifted Ketchup a sub. Oh, no, apparently.
Oh, here we go. We're good.
Okay.
Rapunzel was bored of waiting for the prince to come and save her. So she ordered a ladder with Prime one day delivery.
What voodoo magic is this?
And started a hairdressing empire, obviously. Prime changed everything.
Until we find the other 5 keys, and the other 2 keys, it's possible.
Enigmatic has not disabled in-stream ad breaks.
They fight for conquest. They fight to enslave. We fight to protect what is
Well, I guess it's all spams for a bit, chat, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so
we've got 3 on chat, we need
3 on chat,
5 to reach that hook shot.
Yeah, we need 5 to reach hook shot. I think, logically, we need 1 more from the first 4 on adult.
To keep climbing on adult, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'd need... Yeah, we'd need something on that side. But we won't know for a while anyway, because we need strength 2. And so far we have strength 0.
I know the import... that's not going to work, Hylian. You unstored it. I'll have a door closed again, so you have to go push the switch again. When you get this flame storage trick correct, it's the fastest way to do it.
Yeah.
But if you don't, it's really annoying. You just do what Kari did and get all the buttons. All the rupees, sorry.
Big quiver. And
yeah, I know the important parts of Spirit Key logic, which is you need keys to do anything deep adult. You need 5 to get to the boss and right hand without a long shot. Yeah, so it was terrible. Apparently you need 1 to get to the lobby with any age.
Yeah, you need 1 to get up to the lobby because whichever key you can always get up there. Yeah.
On the plus side, both players have not died once to an ice trap.
A spike trap, yeah.
Spike trap, yeah. And you know what? We've been here for an hour. I think it's time we shout out people, beginning with our runners. EnigmaticHylian, he of the many ads. And Kari Okami, who of the chickens. Both great people. Go give them a follow. They make good stuff. We're going to jump ahead to our trackers for a second. We have Alexander Harold and Lee Harold.
The Harold.
I believe the 2... Are you guys 2-man army? I always forget what the co-op team names are. If we're at them, this stream would be a lot less comprehensive.
Okay, and...
See a lot less, so go check them out.
Now...
And we also have our commentators. We have my co-com here, Iron Thunder. And I suppose I exist as well. Hi.
Yeah, we have Shawnee. Right.
We also have our restreamer, Ketchup a Duck.
Hey.
Which, by the way, I love that Twitch name.
Right. Ooh, Hylian forgot to push the statue.
I always forget to push the statue. I always think, oh, it'll stay open.
Yeah, it's a common thing to do.
Kari there grabbing Scarecrow's song in the correct manner. A down, A down, A down, A down. People like to go down, A down, A. I respect that. I've seen someone go A, right.
I think A and then 7 other direction is a bit slower because you have to continuously. It's easier to repeat, but it's also a bit slower to actually do because you have to hit it, neutral, hit it, neutral, hit it.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah. Upright. That sort of one is usually pretty decent as well because you can just flick the stick between.
It's
assuming you're on a controller with a stick.
See, upright would also make sense for keyboard players. Yes, there are players in this community that play on a keyboard.
Yeah. I mean, I have strongly considered changing C-stick inputs to the D-pad because it's just easier for songs.
Depending on the controller, it's not a bad idea. I use
Xbox 360.
I use N64 controller, so... Also, 360? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's the controller that I have, so it's just what I use.
The reason I mentioned keyboard, by the way, is that Alvaro is a keyboard and has won a season of Scrubs with it. That's proven that keyboards are in fact usable for any game. See, my next controller is already pre-ordered because Nintendo Switch have done N64 controllers.
Yeah, I saw that.
And of course I've pre-ordered one.
Yep, and there is the hookshot.
It makes sense. Go back to a Doctor's hookshot, I can do a lot more.
Serenading to Lake.
Okay, yeah, that is definitely a blue peak.
No, yeah, that's definitely a blue peak. So we need so at the moment, I think the main thing we need for this seed is Lullaby, because that gets us the second Colossus Way of the Hero.
I am convinced we've just got the means to get it. I'm convinced it's on Volcano at this point.
What, Lullaby?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fair.
Because we're not in a hint distribution right now, which sells Lullaby from the Way to Hero.
Yeah. So
the only way of playing Super Monkey Balls with a banana controller. That's kind of cool, actually. Kari has stopped.
Kari's probably... Is it? She might just be sat thinking about the next move.
That too. She may have just stepped away.
I've done that before. Just sit back. Right. What now?
I like to do something to keep me busy while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like if I've got a foolish dungeon, I normally go do that.
Yeah. But we can't really do any of the foolish dungeons at the moment. Forest Meadow.
I'm not sure where this is going. Oh, I know where this is going. Back to Crater.
Yeah.
We haven't got Bolero. We're not going to get Bolero.
Yeah.
This Deku Jam.
Yeah, Bolero check. Yeah, Bolero check. She might get the Goron City Wath hint now.
True.
And if
we have a Fire Temple Foolish, I believe.
Yeah, we have Foolish Fire. Which I think is all the Foolish hints. Forget
really
3 or 4 in these. Yeah, so it's 3. It's Market, Fountain, and Goron, and Fire Temple. Which...
That's a good set, actually.
As Foolish hints go, Fire and Market are both very strong Foolish hints.
Oh, yeah.
Fountain, less so, especially on this seed, because it's just another place out of the casino, basically. generally fountains not something you go to specifically check. It's you do it on the way to ice.
Yeah, it is.
And then we hovered over here. There's Zelda's Lullaby. Welcome
I thought
to the
it would
sea.
be, honestly.
Yeah, it made more sense there because.
Oh yeah, Kari's rushing straight back to Colossus. I do not blame her.
Because we know what's on Sungrave, we know what's on OOT, and that takes Bolero and what was in the Sun's Grave again? Vanilla?
Suns.
Yeah, Vanilla Sun's Grave.
I'd grab that.
And Bolero there. I'd consider it if I had a Graveyard Waff.
Hold on, Fred's making a bold prediction here. Let's see if it comes true. As high
At
as
this point, I would not
prediction.
be surprised because we've had no strength at all this seed.
Ladies and gents,
I'm making
and those in between, we have
if this is Boomerang.
Nothing! It was a single off.
It was a single one, huh? Then what the hell was that hint then?
I didn't get a good enough look at the...
Someone needs to go back and check the start of the VOD then, because...
I mean, Cyrus Waff is already pretty much confirmed to movie at this point.
Yeah, we know that there is a Sarius Waff, and we know it's doing it. The issue is, I was convinced I'd seen two... two Colossus Waffs at Temple, and then another one at Spirit.
As far as I can tell, there was nothing in Valley.
Yeah, Valley is on Hammer Rocks or nothing.
And a repeat.
There's the other Nocturne hint.
I'll take it. Kari here showing how sometimes the sand can be really, really bad on stream quality through no fault of anyone.
Uh-huh. That's
the
a
flickering
neat
sound
trick,
effect
though.
is what caused that thing at the top to happen. It's okay. It's nothing we can do about it. And also showing us that if you go just down the ladder and come back up in the Wasteland building, the flags are much easier to see.
Yeah, I never actually knew that one, but
something I picked up, and it helps because you don't want to fail the second half of reverse. That just feels bad.
Yeah, like failing the first half of Reverse Wasteland is understandable because that's the difficult bit.
Yeah, once you pass the levers, it's not too bad.
Yeah, but even so, the first half of Reverse Wasteland, that's the bit that everyone's got to actually learn. When you fail the bit that's literally signposted, that just feels bad.
I'm trying to work out what the logic is here. If there is any to get here potentially. The songs we have left are Lock Behind Spirit, Lock Behind Spirit and Fire. And I think that's the only ones that we don't have knowledge of at this point.
Yeah. So we know where Suns is, we know where Bolero is, we know where Nocturne is. It's just Eponurance and Prelude between the Prelude check and the Nocturne check.
So I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't have come over here this far out. I'd at least wants to know where Ponas is before coming over.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's not behind two strengths.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd need Silver's Mirror Shield and Hammer to get... Silver's and Mirror Shield to get either Eponya's or Prelude.
I think I'd want Silver's minimum at this logical stage.
Well, you need Mirror Shield to finish Spirit anyway.
Well, but Silver's minimum because it adds 4 more checks.
Yeah, for GTG.
I mean, GTG is Way of the Hero. We do need to...
Yeah.
Also, we have 30 skulls knowledge, it's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the first hits we saw. I think it was in a grotto. I'll say
it was a
Kako,
fairly early
actually.
one.
Alright, let's see what we got in GTG as Hylian crosses over.
Right.
If fire wasn't foolish, I'd have dipped it right there.
If they had hammer, I'd probably consider just going in and seeing if it was at all possible to just quick do fire. Like if it was relatively vanilla bossy on the bottom loop.
Yeah, honestly, it wouldn't be a bad... It depends how many skulls you want. Also, having ZL means I would probably have gone back to the child.
Yeah, ZL opens up a lot. I think
it gives us immediately a way to hear a dancing dad. Or
yeah,
Pot.
it gives us Pot and Darunias.
Yeah, I can understand Kari not going back because Kari hasn't got the way to hear hint.
Yeah, it gives us, and the big dance with the devil is it does also give us well.
Oh yeah, Bob of the Well has a lot of stuff in it. It's now full clearable.
Yes, full clearable, but it is very much a dance with the devil. It's a big commitment to go into well.
As
or maybe
opposed
not
to a dance with the dad.
It's a big commitment to go into well, because if well's foolish, people have a tendency to skip well. So let's see, was Song of Time required for training grounds? And no, it really wasn't. Empty bottle was nice, but
bottle? You said bottle?
Empty bottle in GTG right side.
That could be useful though.
It could be.
That's our
That's Isaac.
icebreaker. Also, I went back and had a look at the mod just now. It turns out there was only one Colossus way to hero. The fourth hit was Skullmask dead.
Huh. Right. Yeah. I must have just misread that then, because I was confident.
Hylian did read the Colossus hit twice.
Oh, that'd be it then, yeah.
It did go back and check the other hits though. Before he left the area.
Okay. I must have missed that then. Oh well.
I think everyone did. Skullmaster still marked as unknown.
Oof.
Okay, so... Oh! Wait, what?
Bugs in the bottle. Yep.
Okay, so we have 2 bottles. Good to know.
Watch that be the GTG waff.
Oh god, no it can't. No, it can't be. 2 bottles in the same sphere, even though they're both in GTG, that can't be one, right?
I'm not 1,000% sure on the logic with that. Actually, yeah, because it's usual progression logic, so you've got 2 at the same level.
They're not directly locked by each other, so they can't both be one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the usual technicality.
So that definitely can't be the way to hero.
Yeah. I would not be surprised to see Kari rushing ice as soon as physically possible.
Ice could be a good play at this point.
We know Nocturne's there. We have bottles. We have multiple bottles.
If Dins and Magic turn up, I would go ice to go shadow.
I mean, even if you don't, even if Dins doesn't show up.
If you get one of the 2, I'd probably rush ice at this point. I wouldn't rush it immediately.
I think either way, I'd probably put it fairly high on the to-do list because...
No, I can agree with that.
You can get...
I mean, if we get letter, we go straight there, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure you still need letter to actually get in, but...
Logically, yeah.
Yeah, is Weeks get legal in this rule set? I forget.
Very much so.
Bouncing between a few.
The only reason it wasn't in S4 because it had just been discovered.
Okay.
That's what we're actually legal in both now.
Okay.
I hope it's legal. I used it last race.
Confession live on stream.
No, I'd have been shouted at before now if it is illegal.
Right.
Fun fact about this room, by the way. Top of this statue has a magic pot in it for refilling magic. I said it doesn't actually refill your magic.
It lies.
It doesn't actually do anything.
Deception and heresy.
And I have no idea why it's there.
I mean, to be fair, they're probably wondering how you got to... Ooh, God, that's the way of the hero.
What a place to find it, though.
Yeah. Mirror shield there?
I mean, you do need it. I will say you do need it, so it's not the worst in the world to find it.
Yeah.
My God.
And there's strength 1 too.
No, you know what? That's probably better, yeah. Okay, no, that's fair.
Gerudo winning grounds.
Jesus Christ. So when you ask later on what the way of the hero is in GTG, we're not meant to be able to have the answer be yes. Also, Forest is now full clearable. Just saying.
Yeah. Stone Forest full clearable could be the ding in the seed.
Yeah, it's not too bad, honestly. It could be a lot worse.
It could be a lot worse, but I don't think I've ever seen any kind of seed where there hasn't been some kind of sting in the tail to it. It's just a standing thing with how seeds work.
Oh yeah, I mean, welcome to Rando.
Yeah. There's always a sting in the tail. It depends what the sting is. And if the sting is you have to full clear Stone Forest.
I've heard of worse.
It's not quite Stone Shadow finding a way, but...
I mean, Stone Shadow isn't even that bad, honestly.
It's not, it's just...
Unless you've got to go more than once.
Or unless you get something hinted in the back maze early. Well, fair, mid-seedish. And you still have to find Dins.
Well,
because Dins is a nightmare of itself in logic.
Well, rejoice for that, because that... Once new version of Rando drops, the Shadow Floor Master hit's being removed.
Oof. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yes.
Because the Floor Master hint is...
There's no lost keys there, at least. So, what we have here, by the way, is a very interesting situation, because we have a potential strength way of the hero.
Yeah, we do have... Yeah.
But isn't strength locked.
Yeah, that one isn't strength locked. Depends where strength 2 turns up.
True. We also can't logically reach the centre of the maze, because we are on 6 keys.
6 keys, yeah, which means...
Okay, so there's at least 1 key locked behind... There's at least 2 keys, I believe, if my count's correct. Locked behind strength 2.
Or in toilet. Well,
no, there's 3 keys left. 3 keys left, at least 2 have to be behind strength.
Yeah.
Possibly all 3, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we've got a strength now, that's important.
It is, but...
I feel from here, Kari's going down to Adult Lake, because you wouldn't go to Valley unless you're carrying on.
Yeah.
Oh! Is this Adult Lake? Oh no, she's checking the waterfall.
Yeah, I think it might just be waterfall into Adult Lake.
Oh, she's doing both.
Yeah, waterfall into Adult Lake, I think.
That made the most sense. You have to choose to check it.
Yeah, just check around here. Say faffing about with a cuckoo, but instead you're faffing about with the Bombchu.
It's actually a really simple...
And remembering to equip Mirror Shield. Very useful thing to do.
Oh, that is the same... That's really complimentary of the tunic.
Yeah.
I like it.
She's found the rupee.
Red rupee. And then you open the next one and find red rupee.
Mm-hmm.
If you see target there going down, you can... I think you can actually see it in the waterfall before you land.
Yeah, the Z targeting in the waterfall is very funky.
Okay, Kari definitely, absolutely, 100% knows that Ice Cavern is Nocturne now, and has 2 bottles.
Yeah.
So if she plays Minuet here, you know where she's going next.
Yeah. Actually, would she play Minuet?
I don't know.
Because she can't get through.
You can get to Ice Cavern. You can get to Ice Cavern from Minuet, just on minor skip. Save, quitting. That's back to Prelude. Okay, I'm not sure.
We don't have scale or boots. We can't go through the shortcut. We have to go in through Hyrule Field.
So as I was saying, she's probably going to save quit to walk down with. Yeah, I always forget about that. On the plus side, it does mean she goes through the river checks, so it actually makes more sense.
It does, but I've never liked having to do river.
Not having to do it, it's more rooting it in when you're heading up to Ice Cavern anyway.
Yeah. Even though it's just... Oh yeah, if you've not been paying attention, there has been... I believe we're on 6 counts of vanilla.
We're doing well, vanilla.
Possibly 7. Like, Sun Song is vanilla. There was... Yeah. Suns was vanilla. There was 3 dungeons have vanilla reward. Possibly 4, depending on what Jabu turned out.
Oh, look at that.
There was... Yeah, we had a vanilla Sun Song. There was another vanilla song that I've forgotten entirely. Oh, did Hylian get crushed by the chest or something?
Oh. I didn't try and open it.
Their strength and is the chest.
Please don't be open.
Dun.
Okay, good.
Oh, it's not open. He hasn't accidentally killed his potential of winning this seed.
So, the reason I was panicking there, for those who don't know,
I'm
if you
assuming
try and open a chest on the same frame as you're crushed by it, the chest will count as open, but you won't get what's in it.
Yeah, and with Mirror Shield, that's...
Yeah.
You might as well just dot forfeit there.
Mirror Shield would absolutely kill the game completely. Oh! Oh, God!
River long shot, that is.
With a hook shot, logically. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's the logical hook shot, I think, actually, yeah.
You need opponents.
If the logically
opponents locked.
Yep.
Which means... Oh, God, which means that this seed is strength 2 locked.
Yep, the seed is strength 2 locked.
Which means the strength in GTG is strength 3.
Yep. Wait. Oh yeah, because
you need to get opponents to get over here. As far as I'm aware,
but
opponents is locked by Spirit Temple.
But how does... If you need opponents to get to GTG, and GTG has Mirror Shield...
Wait, hang on. No, wait, that's a good point.
How the hell does that work?
Hang on, what song checks do we have left?
Well, we know Suns is vanilla. We haven't checked Nocturne. We haven't checked Prelude check.
Wait, hang on.
Trying to remember the other ones. We've definitely checked Minuet. We've checked Bolero. Serenade is Nocturne.
We've done
Nocturne isn't hinted yet. Yeah, Nocturne is Spirit. Requiem was Saria's.
And how'd you get the Mirror Shield?
Zedel was Song of Time. Sun Song is vanilla. If Honya's turned
you need
up...
You need opponents to get over here 100%. Hang on. Zelda's opponents, sorry. Sons is Sons.
Unless... Oh, 4th triple dip.
You need Mirror Shield to beat Spirit.
You know, you're meant to go get the hookshot there.
Oh!
Requiem,
right,
get long shot in Spirit, then go over to GTG.
For some reason, my brain was saying hookshot was in G. No, it was in Spirit. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Never mind, we're good.
So, yeah.
That's disgusting, but we're good.
It's absolutely filthy. Trent, what the hell have you done to them? But
God damn it. Hang on.
It's fully legitimate. We just forced a triple dip of spirit casually.
I hate it. I
think the part I hate most is I'm fairly sure it's logical that you have to go all the way up child as well. I don't think.
I
can't remember
if you get the 5 keys, you can get those either age.
Yeah.
And you have to get a key as child.
Alexa, start my morning
Oh, for the
routine.
love of biscuits.
Starting your morning routine.
Hey, I like
Turning
biscuits.
on light, opening blinds.
Now you got to do the whole stuff again.
Yeah. And we're back on an ad break on the other side.
It's a cool ad.
Uh-huh. That guy just took a drink or something's tongue.
Rapunzel was bored of waiting for a prince to come and save her. So she ordered a ladder with Prime one-day delivery.
Wait.
Woohoo!
Alexa, start my morning routine.
Okay.
Twitch have got
Starting
clever.
your
We learned
morning
does
routine.
nothing.
Turning on light, opening blinds, playing wake up playlist.
The reloads, they do nothing. There's
Failed.
Was that a double Goron City hint? For
No,
what?
that's the second hint. Wait, hang on.
That's the third hint.
Oh!
We've got double Wasp City.
It's Darunia and Pot. No.
Or
Darunia,
left side
Pot,
maze.
left side maze. Oh. Oh, God, that's actually really big.
That is big, yeah. That
could be really important. And Kari only knows one.
Yeah, but
Is Kari
if
a fully paid up member of the Clear Your Way to Hero Club?
yeah, I don't know, but
To be fair,
I think
we-
there's a decent chance of it because I think if you know Goron City is Way of the Hero and you go and do it, you know it's a 2 in 3 that is going to be between Darunia and Pot. So chances are, if you're going to do Darunia, you might as well do Pot just in case. So I
if
think
you're in the room, you're doing the Pot no matter what, unless you hit go mode.
yeah,
Which is possible.
you might as well do Pot while you're over there. Do the Pot while you're over there. Don't do Pot,
Also,
kids.
these runners know who their race monitor is. They're doing the Pot.
Yeah, they know Trent's involved with this.
I wouldn't
The Pot
normally
is
say that.
coming
Oh, yeah, okay.
They will need. They shouldn't know. That
I
they
wouldn't
will
normally
need it.
say that people should follow memes of who got their seed. Because
But-
normally I'd say Randobot is responsible for them, but in this case it might actually be relevant.
Yeah.
And that hurt me to say. I hope you're happy.
Well, the run of the suffering, so of course Trent's happy. Foolish fire again. Yeah. Ice
I mean,
Cannon play.
Vulture Pot is fantastically pseudo set up.
Yeah. Honestly, I can understand why both people are going for the Ice Cavern play here.
I mean,
you
yeah,
said,
Tinted Nocturne, you have 2 bottles.
yeah, you said you're on about like leaving it maybe until you had Dins or Magic, but
No, I mean, it's not the worst play in the world. I'd personally probably leave it a little longer. I mean, I'm telling this in there, it's still clearing to I'd still finish that.
yeah, I think with Fountain Foolish, you've got one reason and one reason only to come out here.
Oh, yeah.
So you might as well get it out of the way as soon as you can.
It's also a reason why I wouldn't come over here, because it's Foolish Fountain. There's less reason.
Yeah, but you know you have to come over here at some point.
True.
And Ice is notorious for being a git and hiding something.
Can confirm.
So, with that in mind, I'm not entirely surprised that they are coming straight to Ice.
This is an interesting setup for Whoop's Keep. That's going to be a line, I think. Yeah.
Weep's Keep. Yeah. It also does Routing River, which
definitely
has paid
helps.
off. Yeah, it's paid off, definitely, but...
If I had a nickel for every time I've seen long shot and when it could have been gotten earlier, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird it's happened twice.
Yeah, and both of them were this race. One on the left, one on the right. Blue P in
No,
that
I've seen it in a few multi-worlds as well.
Yeah.
Skill character on 12 for Kari.
Yeah. Kari's been collecting. I think that might be... That might come into it rather significantly, actually. There's magic.
Okay, I take
Ice
everything
was the
back.
right play.
I take it all back.
Yeah, Ice was the right play here.
I mean, statistically, it was probably not the best play, but given what was in it, it's probably still a good.
Yeah, I think you need to do it anyway. It gets you some thinking time.
Of course, I'm going to be proven wrong even more, right? Because the Iron Boots chest is going to have fire now. Just watch it have dins.
If it has dins, I think we are going to see... I think we might actually see one or both of them go straight into Shadow.
Oh, if it's dins, they are going to both go straight into Shadow. You full clear that shit. You do that. You have the means to full clear it. You clear it.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's Shadow. It's not like a full clear's that much longer than a go mode.
True. I'm trying to think now.
I think the interesting part is just the difference in how they're both approaching it. Like, Kari's going hard on skulls. Yeah, they've both struggled with Weak Skip. Kari's hardlining skulls.
I'm actually really upset that they Weep Skeep never caught on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Weep Skeep, it's perfect. You're good there,
It's too perfect for the imperfections of the runners.
There we go.
Da-na-na-na.
That's a rough one. If you start failing something a lot of times, it starts getting really rough eventually. I can understand the struggle there.
And
nice
to get the check on the iceberg, I missed this on when Kari came through. So
yeah. You don't even need to look at it really.
Well, we know
gold rupee.
Yeah, well, we know it's dead.
We know it wasn't ice out.
But also...
It looked like it for a second.
Yeah, but also, if it's bigger on sword, you don't care, you go for it.
Yeah, fair point. Freestanding Foolish is not the worst thing to peek at.
Yeah.
If you're in the area.
Yeah, like, if you're on the way and it's there, you have a look. If it's worth it, you grab it.
I haven't seen bigger rock.
He was up on the mountain, did you not look?
Okay, fine. They haven't seen Begorod's sword. Same as someone more literal than I am. Alright, let's see what's in this Iron Boots chest.
We haven't seen bigger on sword yet, no. Nor have we seen the claim check show up. And let's see what the final reward for Ice is.
I take it. Or choose. I think that's the last pack as well.
Probably, actually, yeah. There's Nocturne. And immediately Nocturning out.
It's a... No, that's a Serenade.
Oh, wait, that's a Serenade. It's really hard to see the notes on that background when they're that colour on that background.
Oh, yeah, it's not the best in the world, I would admit. Yeah, it should look like an adult lake play, which makes sense. But Child Lake, you got 6 from setup already. Just get it done.
I can see one. I think it's just wanting Scarecrow in case this chains into a dungeon this rolls into a dungeon chain.
That too. It does also grab a few more checks.
Yeah. Because if... Yeah. It's a couple of checks around here, and if you pull a hammer or something, you can go into fire with no regrets. Or, worst, without having to double dip foolish fire. Nobody likes having to do that.
Whereas you can do fire, you can do a full dungeon, get it all done in one.
Okay, Trent, why are you being cursed by comms? You're being cursed by comms because of because you've done a triple dip in spirit.
I should have known. I should have known that Trent rolling the seed would have made Spirit Temple required and a headache.
So logically, we have to go over there as both child and adult to get 5 keys, to get hook shot on the right hand, to go to get long shot in river, well, the other way around, and then long shot over to get mirror shield out of the back of GTG. And mirror shield also locks Eponias, so there's no way around it.
Yeah. So logically, this seed's a mess.
Yeah, logically, it's a rough one. It's a spirit being spirit seed.
Yeah. I'd step away for a minute or two. I'll back as soon as I can.
Okay. But yeah, it's a spirit being spirit seed, and I would not be surprised to see if that spirit has more hell in its pocket. So let's have just a quick check. We're still looking for silvers to open up spirit. We still need hammer for fire. We still need irons for water, probably. Shadow, we need dins still. And Dodongo's done. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, Dins and silver, and the second strength is both before long shot. Oh yeah, 2 strengths before long shot. Because we found strength in GTG, but that is logically strength 3. And yeah. So somehow we have Yeah, I think at this point Child is the play, and I think Hylian might go for that once they're done here, because Hylian... Actually, no, because... Oh god, there's Ruto's letter. Kari's going to be going Child now, I think, with letter in play. Actually, maybe, I don't know. Because that's just pulled ice into logic, which means that the magic and Nocturne are both now in logic. But yeah, both of them know Goron City is Way of the Hero. Neither of them know that it's a double waff in Goron City, though. Hylian didn't get the other hint outside ice, and Kari never got the crater and trail hint. So, Goron City is looking to be the play. As to what it has, sod knows. But, yeah. I'm going to make the call that we know Darunia has Way of the Hero because Sarius is Way of the Hero. Wait, maybe it was only a 1. Maybe we must have missed something then. Because... must have missed something. Yeah, we definitely got a Goron City Waff. We've had 2 of them, possibly 3. But yeah, must have miscounted a crater one then. But yeah, it's definitely Goron City Wath, and it has to be Darunia because Saria's. Yeah, I must have confused it because I could have sworn one of the Goron City Waths was up at Crater / Oh yeah, that was it. It was a double market up at Crater, and Kari missed that entirely. I think. Hey, you missed Ruto's letter.
Which adult league check was it?
Top of the lab.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Here we go. Wath Darunia. We're just double checking. Apparently, it's not double Goron City Wath. We must have just miscounted the hints.
Do we see a fifth way to hear?
Fin's
that makes
fire.
Sense. That makes perfect sense, actually.
It does, but it's not what you want to see.
I disagree, actually. This is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that might just be me and never wanting to touch Shadow with a barge pole.
I mean, it's a medallion dungeon, you need to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't see the issue, honestly. So what we
It's just a grim dungeon to do.
We need 1 strength, 2 logical, 1 strength.
Yeah, 2 logical strength.
A hammer, iron boots logically, although 2 scales will do.
Yeah. Hammer, irons, and 2 strengths, and the light arrows.
We don't need much at all.
We don't need much at all, but...
Well, okay, are you sure it wasn't double? Because that was just too perfect coincidence.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because we had someone pull up the hints, and we've had Tree, Colossus, Crater, GTG, and Goron City. So that's our 5-way of the heroes.
That's completely fair. So now we have iron boots and dins, so that gives us 2 full dungeons to clear, and crucially, gets us to Ganon's castle.
Yeah, I think at this point the question is spirit or water.
So I think at this point that has just opened.
That's opened the seed up.
24 or 25 non-key checks.
I think the strength logic might be what takes it because there's strength lock checked in both, and logically neither of them should have strength.
Yeah. Water, I think, only has 1 strength lock check, like directly strength locked.
Yeah, well, 1 point, and anything behind it.
Also, apparently found the 3rd bow.
Yeah, 3rd bow came up on Hylian's side, I believe.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Shadow has 2 directly strength lock checks, I believe.
Yeah, I think logically you need strength for whatever's up on top of the Crusher Room.
Yeah, makes sense.
Which I can't remember if that's 1 check or 2.
2. No, wait, it's 1 on top. 1 on top, my bad. Yeah, wait, no, it's 2. It's 2.
It's 2, yeah, because there's 1 on each
switch,
side.
1 non-switch.
Yeah.
Right,
and there's
please.
1 underneath as well.
Wait.
So yeah, hammer, 1 logically, 2 strength, and lights.
Oh, a full bomb refill there from behind. I wasn't expecting. This child fairy is.
And I think the more interesting part is that at this point, we've seen all of the Way of the Heroes, and we've either had all of the Way of the Heroes or we know what they're for.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, maybe someone could update the Scrubs Butler hint thing, because
we see the subtitles looks like.
Because I'm pretty sure.
Wait, why is Boss Key noted? We've seen River, I don't think we've seen Boss.
Yeah, we haven't seen Bosky. It was Water River Chest.
It's important to note that because River Chest, Boss Key Chest, and Dark Link, between them can only have 1 small key. So if that's ever hinted, we'd only ever 2 have to be key or items.
Yeah. Well, it's hinted a bit, it's just a dead item, not a key.
Yeah, not the most important hint there.
Kari still not knowing its foolish market.
No, not going to either, so I guess we need to get the L's and the R's ready, chat.
And Hylian...
Going in for... They've done it. Oh, they're going with hover boots.
Yeah, they're going to try and hover over to the left side of Maze. Because they've... I mean, when you know it's a way of the hero, you might as well. You know?
Not the play I'd make, personally, but...
It's fair. Not, but I can understand why you'd do it.
Kari just lose. With the lens. The heck? Nothing. Is there anything in there, by the way? How they made it?
I don't think there was anything of value in there, no.
No,
but I think at this point, yeah, Hylian's on his way to get his letter. Yeah, Hylian's going up there. He'll get his letter, and
I'll put it back to Child pretty much immediately. That.
Yeah, and then he'll probably go back to Child, sort that, and then probably get his dins and his irons as well.
Oh yeah. At the moment, I would say that Kari is ahead by virtue of having Goron City. That's it.
Yes, but I think whatever lead they've got, they're kind of burning at the moment.
They're running a little bit, they're not running all of it. Oh, for God's sake.
And she's opening the Ice Iris chest because you have to.
I mean,
glory be to Frosty Shot.
I mean, now you can freeze spike traps.
And well, we both know the runners have had enough issues with that this lead.
Yeah. And you can kill Georg.
Wrong game.
I mean...
Bongo.
No, I meant Georg. You can kill Bongo random. Can't kill Georg. Well, you can't reach Georg.
There's ways. It's a Zelda game, especially a 64 Zelda game.
Oh, there are ways. There are bosses.
There are ways to reach the boss without ice arrows. They might be more convoluted than you'd like, but there are ways of doing it. Yeah, Kari going adult, and at this point, it's going to be shadow or water.
Probably shadow, honestly. It's a longer one to do. I out the way.
Actually, I forget, is Lab Roof in logic with just hookshot?
Yes.
Okay. Because...
It's actually in logic without, as long as you have means to buy a beam.
Okay. I was just double checking, because I was trying to assess strength logic with hookshot accessors and how far you can get into various things and how much of dins and whatnot within logic with it all.
That's an unfortunate bird. That's why you always kill the bird.
Yep.
Waterfall Shadow is still a choice you can make, honestly. Either way works. I do Shadow first, but it depends. You need to do both anyway.
Yeah. I'd probably do Shadow first anyway, because... If only because if you manage to end up in go mode by the end of the two, it's a lot easier to just drop it and rush boss in water. You can't really just drop the dungeon and rush boss in shadow.
True. I mean, I will point out as well, but you do need the classic control.
Right. I'm going to be back in a second, okay?
Okie dokie. Okay, so Kari going up to grab the chest here. But there's definitely a routing choice in water that people go for. Depends what you're looking for in here. I normally go map chest first and then lower the level to get rid of the stingers. Because stingers suck. Oh, well, where's the boss key? Prove me wrong. If you're only looking for the boss key, it makes more sense to start with this first and to check. If you're looking for more stuff, it makes sense to go to map first because then you got a nice little efficient route. But Kari looks like she's just going to take that boss key and run with it. Which is fair, I can respect that. Good place for the boss key though, if I'm honest. Grab a fit. I mean, safety fairy at 6 hearts. I can. Oh, we go for double? Are we going for 2 safety fairies? Chat, I think we're going for 2 safety fairies.
I'm back.
Welcome back. You joined us for safety fairy.
Yeah, safety fairy. Kari's rushing bosses, are they?
Yeah, boss key was on the compass chest, so this is going to go in.
Understandable.
Useful little fact to know for this room, by the way.
And the slide of shame.
If you wear hovers, you can actually roll all the way up.
Assuming you don't hit the spikes like Kari.
Well, yeah. In fact, if you hit the spikes, it is possible if you hit the spike at the top to keep going.
2 strength in Ganon's.
Jax, please don't bring that cursed stuff upon the...
How many medals is Ganon's again?
4.
Is it 4? Yeah.
There is a chance.
You'd need Hammer to show up in Shadow. Because logically, water is not completable.
Yes, it is. Boss key was blocked by nothing.
You still need long shot, and that's 5 keys.
Good point.
In spirit. So, strength 2 before water.
I don't think there are possible for 2 strengths in there, man. Unless, yeah, Hammer would have to show up somewhere.
Hammer would have to show up either in an easy
hold on,
check.
have we seen this yet?
Well, we're about to. I don't think we have actually, but womp womp.
If Hammer had been there, that would have changed everything.
Yeah. But Hammer's either in that kind of check or in Shadow, and that might bring up strength in Ganon's.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that if Hammer is somewhere else, like Hammer in Ganon's is very likely at this point.
You want to hear something to explode the logic into bite-sized pieces?
What?
Hammer, right here, on Kari's side.
Shoot the sun?
Shoot the sun. Just completely demolish the logic.
I think...
Because it is possible.
I think we're about to find Hammer, but I don't think he's going to be on Kari's side.
I personally think there's going to be a strength, at least one strength, in the WoW.
Yeah, I think we're going to... I think we might find Hammer in the WoW.
Oh, it's a blue pea on Shoot the Sun. That makes me... It is, I believe, still technically possible to find a strength in the first half of Shadow.
It is.
That could work.
It's also technically possible that... I think it's also technically possible to find a strength later in Shadow. Because...
Yeah, one, as long as it wins it... Oh, 6 right.
As long as the other...
The only place we cannot have both strengths is locked by a strength.
Yeah.
As long as there's at least... This is a really different WoW routes to what I expect.
This is a very interesting routing for WoW.
I don't like it. It's going...
Yeah.
It's too winding, in my opinion.
Yeah. I can see the going through it bit by bit, but...
If you're
spending a lot...
You want to try looping it as efficiently as you can. This is honestly not as efficient as you can.
It's not that efficient, generally.
There we go. Okay. That tidies up some of the logic requirements.
Yeah. Now we have... That's our logical strength 1, I believe.
I think it would have to be, yeah. Unless...
Yeah.
If there's a strength in Shadow, one is currently dead. Not logically, but...
Yeah.
We don't need logic. We have one strength already.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing would be, because knowing the way this siege's been going, we could end up with a situation where Hammer turns up just somewhere, and then the other strength ends up being hammer locked. Especially if Hammer is strength locked and then strength itself is hammer locked.
I mean, yeah, okay, look at chat. This could be bad for Kari.
Yeah,
but we've already had one thing that could have been bad for Kari, and she managed to dodge that.
Yeah. And the other thing that could have been bad for Kari hasn't really done as much bad as you'd think. Because, yes, they full cleared market, but they're not that behind for it.
Kari is...
You grow hair every day.
Oh, don't do this now!
So you shave every day.
Ad break.
Hybrid Flex is
The
refillable
worst
with
time to get an
titanium
ad, right
blades
before I
for
open
an
an
ultra smooth
important
shave. The new
oh my god, I think it's the same advert twice.
And yes, it's refillable.
What was in that chest? Voodoo.
Nothing new has been marked on their personal tracker.
Yeah, it's like how the trackers aren't having the ad issues, so...
You grow hair every day.
Oh, for the love of God.
So you shave every day. The new Big Hybrid Flex
Looking
is
at
refillable
the,
with titanium blades for an
have-
ultra smooth shave. Hair?
Yeah, K-Sword was in the back chest in Dead Hand.
The new Big Hybrid Flex.
Okay.
It's a great
I
shave,
managed to crack
and
open
yes,
their personal
it's
stream
refillable.
just as they got that tight.
Okay, the dagger was in the back.
Yeah, it looks like there's nothing else in there.
Just a shadow, just a dagger to be in shadow.
K-Sword's above the bar.
Oh, was it?
Oh, that's little ground up there.
They've both found secondary weapons, but not the same one.
Oh, it's a Begone sword.
Oh, I thought you said people saying butter knife on Steve.
Yeah, which is Bob of the Well.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Right, I've opened up.
I keep forgetting
which
which was because
again.
yeah, it's kind of awkward because Well and Shadow look very similar.
Oh
and
yeah, they're meant to be.
at a glance,
They got the
you
same
just-
music. They're meant to be the same time.
Yeah, you just at a casual glance, you just completely get it mixed up sometimes. So yeah, my bad. More health.
So we have 50-50 chance of the next chest hiding open to be a key. Because we know where one of them are and they have a second.
So we found two.
Yeah, one key was
The
vanilla.
third has to be
either basement or this next check. Oh wait, they've done the invisible one. It has to be basement then.
Yeah, there has to be a key in basement, which is quite good knowledge actually. They can just bail after this.
Ooh.
But even so, I can't help but feel like it's going to have been wasted.
I don't know. Until we find another strength, we can't say that.
Oh, the bot's having a fun one.
Oh dear.
Oh,
for
there's
God's
the other
sake.
strength. Bailed out.
Oh, that could be really bad for Kari if she doesn't go back to
That's the kicker. So logically, it was Well into adult spirit, into child spirit, into River for long shot at some point, into GTG for Mirror Shield. And then
remember how we were saying that Garrett's Castle would be in logic? Do you remember that? I remember that.
yeah. Well, it could be. Hammer could be anywhere.
Well, Shadow Temple is weighing in there with a scale.
Yeah. But 2 strengths in Well is tipping it.
We could also have a hammer on 20 skulls.
We could.
Which Kari is closer to. But Hylian is climbing into a Knight Kakariko.
I said Well could be a waste of time. I'm fairly sure.
Well,
yeah,
it's not.
Yeah. I'm very sure I had some qualifiers on that
Kari's on
statement.
15. Hylian's on 12, about to hit 16.
Yeah.
They're going to be equal skills coming out of this.
And at this point, it's very much looking to be swinging towards Hylian on that, because...
The strengths alone, yeah.
The strengths alone, the skull count, because rushing skulls was a big part of Kari's earlier outing, but they seem to have dropped off that a little at the moment.
On the plus side for Kari, we are in a situation where Kari is going to be at least a medallion and a half, which gives her time to potentially get to well. So it's not over yet.
It's not over yet, but I
do agree that based on the strength alone, Hylian's in the lead.
Hylian's in a better... I'd definitely say Hylian's just in a better position.
They're about to go up and get their Derunium pot, it looks like.
Yeah. And then from there, it's just a case of... Oh, that's interesting.
Well, Shadow is 100% strength locked.
Yep. Which means Ganon's in turn is well locked. I believe.
You know, we could also be in a situation where the hammer is on Dark Link.
Yeah.
And I can foresee both runners leaving as soon as they have access.
I think this is going to come down to where is hammer.
Yeah, honestly, pretty much.
Because we know everything else pretty much, except light arrows, and we can find those quite easily. It's just...
Lights we get hinted, we don't have to worry about lights.
Yeah, I know, lights aren't really an issue.
Yeah, I responded to chat.
It's just... Though knowing the seed, lights will be in toilet, because Trent rolled this seed.
I mean, we have literally the entire game open at this point.
Pretty much, yes.
The only thing we're missing to open the game from 6 meds is a boomerang. And let's face it, that'll turn up.
Yeah, probably in a minute, more likely on Hylian's side, because Hylian's... I think Hylian's got a bigger conundrum here, because it's like, do you go finish spirit, do you go shadow, do you go water?
Oh, that's right. Hylian also has spirit to do.
Yeah, they both have spirit to do, but Hylian can actually do it.
At least they both half cleared it already.
Yeah. Also, lovely. I'm not entirely sure because...
Oh my god.
Kari knows it's strength locked, but Hylian has the strength.
Yeah, the thing is, the strengths are in the well. And the well is not easy to get back to.
Yeah.
So at the moment...
Well, it's somewhat easier than most because Child Spawn is literally there.
I mean, the mob is right there, yeah. But at the moment, we have the issue that at this point in the game, how hard is it going to be to get back to WoW?
Yeah,
when do you
the
reach
issue.
the WoW?
Kari's entire anything, really, I think, is going to evolve around when do you go Child next?
Honestly, at this point, you'd go Ganon's Castle looking for strength.
Yeah, you'd go to Ganon's
only
Castle.
Need one at this point.
You'd assess the chances. You'd assume there's one you've missed somewhere, and you'd
like,
just
you
accept that and go and look for strength 3.
It's like, you don't give a hell about the logic of that. You've already gone mastering out of logic for the first strength.
Yeah.
And you know it's got 2.
Yeah.
We also have to take into account the fact that we have a potential way to hero strength. Kari, that's not going to work with the Master Sword. You have to do it twice and get time before you get grabbed.
And grabbed.
If you have the Go on Sword, you can just charge up a spin in the middle and get them both.
Yeah.
But
I don't think Master Sword even has the range to hit both of them.
I think it just hits with a full charge, but it only does half the damage.
Yeah, I think you might have to get a full orange charge, but it's not enough.
You'll get one hit of, admittedly, half the damage you need to kill, but then you got to charge. By then, they're angry.
Yeah. They're angry, but they're also slow.
Also, while we've got a second, I'll let Kari open his chest first.
Also, because we missed it, happy 2 hour mark.
Aye, that's where I'm going to take a moment to shout out our lovely runners, first of all. EnigmaticHylian and Kari Okami.
And Hugging.
Who is about to get a free hug.
Oh, no,
Or
they
not,
just about missed it. Spin to win, spin to win.
Our commentators, myself, Shawmani, and Iron Thunder. Who is the second Thunder I've met doing this.
Yeah.
We have our trackers, Alexander Harold and Harold. 2-man crew.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want, our restreamer Ketchup and Duck is doing a valiant job trying to fight the bot right now.
Fight the bot, deal with the ad breaks, everything. Great work, Ketchup.
Cannot fight them enough for their service.
Yeah.
You can't see them saluting.
As for the question, is it badge cloth castle at strength?
Honestly, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, it's very situational, but there's definitely an argument for it simply because strength 3 locks, I believe, about half the checks in Ganon's castle.
Yeah, there are 8 chests locked behind strength 2.
Yeah, because there's 7 in the front and 1 in the back.
Yeah.
So, as long as you find a key in there, which...
Oh, for God's sake. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call...
the
showing off.
Yeah, this is Kari showing off. I'd laugh if one of the Stalfots jumped off with the jump flash off the edge and hit her on the way down.
If you're down there, they can't. The second one can't spawn.
Oh, did it not count you within the arena?
It's because you're not in the right positioning for it to spawn.
Oh yeah, it probably just check to see if you're in the arena, so to speak. And if you're not, then the second one just won't show.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the same if you're in, like, the back right of the boat. I think it's the same thing.
There is a way... I don't know about back right not letting it spawn, but I know if you just stand on the back and shield, they'll just run off the edge.
They don't got shields. I'm sure on the back of the boat.
Also, sadly, the runners aren't doing the one thing I love doing in this room, which is just juking the invisible thing and just letting it fly down the hole. Just flies into the wall, falls down the hole, and gets stuck.
I know, I want to keep it up there to hit me off of the
yeah, that's probably quicker, but is it fun?
Yeah, fair point.
It's fun because you just imagine the hand just flying, just punching the wall, and just gliding down slowly, cartoon style.
That is key number 4, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Key number 4. And with this, we get...
Okay, so that we don't want to ignore you because you killed his brother. I need to go to more. Final test, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Will they go for the maze? Well,
I mean,
the back
they're in
end.
the maze.
Yeah, you know what I mean. The back of the maze. Dare they?
Yeah, I mean, you've got 2 boss keys there.
Oh, I thought they'd already found boss key. Never mind.
Oh, they have? Oh, right, no, it makes sense not in go mode. You're not wrong there, Jax. You're not wrong.
Yeah. This is... Oh, that's painful.
That's a problem. That could be a problem on Kari's side. If she doesn't get the kill here... Oh, she got him. Okay. You don't want to have an invisible floor master hugging your face off.
Yeah. At this point, I'd long shot it, mate.
You can hook shot that.
Yeah, but he tried to get it with hovers.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
And he jumped, and he did it too late, so he jumped off and put them on in midair.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
You just saw him jump off with his buttery shoes on. and he just fell all the way down. So that was a little grim. Amusing, but grim.
Well, I guess his Anubis were fired.
Mm-hmm. They were making a right din, though.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let's go into the back end of Spirit and see if the Rang's here. Because, I don't know about you, but in my experience at least, Spirit somehow always has a way of holding the Rang.
Yeah, it's usually in someone's hand.
I don't know about in someone's hand, it's usually just somewhere in Spirit. Like, normally it's here or in the chest, it's just checked.
I just want to see what the fifth small key is, honestly. Has to be this one or the next one. Okay, small key on left hand.
Yeah, small key has to be on left hand.
Small key left hand.
All the items.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
the seeds actually quite disgusting.
Yeah, which means, yeah, you have to do both of these fights, which is never pleasant in anyone's books. At most,
so you got to come in to get. So you got to come into adults.
Oh, Kari misses a cycle.
Mongo's a nightmare. Yeah, they have their 5. Oh, do they? Where was the 5th one?
Yeah, they must have had the 5th key already.
Where was the 5th key?
I just lobby and.
Oh, hand. Okay, I thought it was the before. Oh, right. Yeah, forwards the mirror.
That
okay,
hand, the lobby hand. Yeah. So you were technically correct, but not by intention.
Yeah, I'm going to go all the way up to the top at least to get your long shot, which is nice.
Yeah. Though chances are, though you still have to go all the way up to the top, and you know everything from here on out is an item.
I mean, everything from here on out has to be an item anyway, or the boss key.
Yeah,
this room is 5 key lock.
We've found the boss key already. All the keys have been found. It's items from here on out. And with Hammer being as elusive as it is...
Oh, Hammer's in Light Trial.
If Hammer is in Light Trial, then I think that might just hand the seed to Hylian. Because as much as I hate writing it off...
No, we can't write it off just yet.
I don't know how long it's going to be
left.
Yeah, but also, I don't know... I don't think Kari's going to go to well for a long time.
I'm not sure. Let's see.
Because, yeah,
in that kind of
Forest is an option.
Forest, the correct play is always well.
Yeah. Age change into well. Because when you look at it, child side, the only things left up for child side, as far as I can remember, are you've got well on Kari's side, and you've got domain.
You probably go to Gan's Castle first here.
Yeah,
Hylian,
I think they'll all go to Gan's Castle first.
Don't press C right, don't press C right, don't press C right, don't press C right.
Yeah.
If Hylian presses C right, he's losing so much progress. Okay, he's safe. Oh, hold on. Hold on. What? No, this makes sense. This makes sense.
Please elucidate.
Kari's going to the well because Gan's Castle about strength 3 is only 8 checks.
Yeah, I can see this.
Well is 13.
But
is it 13? I think it's 13.
It's
16 checks, 3
sizable number of checks, but that's serenade. Why is she serenading? Did she just miss it and put
Sorry, I missed that entire sentence.
What is...
Oh, no, this is clever. She's going Darnpay digging.
Oh.
She went to Maine to play
Darnpay
the
into
songs
WoW.
at the time of day. That's super clever, actually.
Yeah. It's
I
not
like
the
that
first
play.
place I'd have gone to, but I can understand it.
This may have just swung it again.
Darnpay into a... Yeah, this might
We don't
have
know.
swung it because
It all
Kari's
depends
2
on the
up.
hammer.
Yeah, Hammer could throw everything out of whack, but
I
Kari
think,
is...
given the progression that's been done, if Hammer is on the way anywhere, Kari's in the lead.
Yeah.
If
It's
Hammer
just-
is anywhere out of the way, Hylian's in the lead.
Yeah.
We're not going to know until we see where the Hammer is.
Mm-hmm.
Because out of the way also includes the third strength.
Yeah.
I think Kari continues after strength 2 because she doesn't know where the Hammer is.
Yeah, I think with Hammer being such an unknown variable, I think everyone is going to... I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't dip after the first strength in WoW.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to throw a curveball in the mix.
Go on.
First off, could we get a bet for the Hammer, if possible?
Okay, I don't know how you do those, so we have to let somebody else
That's
answer.
the side, I believe. I'm not sure if it's if the bot's behaved. Oh, Kari's also going to get 20 skulls here.
Yeah, 20 schools. Yeah, 20 schools might be it. I think the most interesting thing would be, because both of them seem to have stopped doing hints.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, the only one they're missing is sometimes.
But also with Hammer being such a variable, like, there's not a lot that's locked by Hammer.
Other than the light arrow hint.
It's Light Arrow's hint, and Light Arrow hint, there's a couple of things in fire. There's Hammer Rocks. But, like, in terms of places to check... But yeah, in terms of places to check for Hammer, the fact that Hammer locks so little is bad, because there's so many places it can be.
Oh yeah, it can be almost anywhere. I think it's going to be Fire Witch Fire next month.
Yeah. Fire's... I think Fire's going to be the last one they do. On both
Has to be in
sides.
this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah.
It will be the last one Kari does.
Oh yeah.
She's about to get her strength 2. Probably a strength 3 as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, both strengths in the well makes logical sense. I don't like it. No one should like it. It's 2 strengths in the well.
Yeah.
But it makes logical
I think, yeah, at this point, I think on Hylian's side, he's going to go into Shadow, into Water.
Either way round works. It's Dungeon Rush at this point.
Either way around works, but I think Shadow, I think it just comes down to if you find Hammer in Water, you can just save and quit and go back to the front and go for the boss. And he doesn't know it, but Kari skipped most of Water, from what I can remember.
Nice one, Cycle.
If the Hammer is in Water,
my prediction for the Hammer is 1,000. Sorry, horseback archery. With opponents about to be obtained on the Prelude check.
I don't think Kari's going to bail on Strength 2. I think Hammer's just too elusive.
Never got a key, Kari.
Yeah. I think Hammer's just too elusive for anyone to risk going, especially in something so out of the way. Like, after this, Kari is not going to want to come child again. She's going to clear well because you don't want to go child again. The question, I think, is, we know Kari's not going to find Hammer. Does she go adult and go to spirit? Or does she push on to make absolutely sure it's not child? Because not child. And by that I mean, does she do fountain? Because I think there's a strong argument for the fountain play. Because we've got scale, we've got lullaby, we can clear it, and more importantly, I think the last play anybody wants to do here is to come back child. Because age changes take forever.
They're a decent chunk of time.
Yeah. They are a decent chunk of time, and nobody wants to lose a race simply because you took an unnecessary age change.
Oh yeah.
So I think there's a strong argument that Kari just goes for it and clears out child, so she's got the confidence that she does not need to come back.
That doesn't work, Kari. You have to have had the big appear.
Yeah, you need the prompt. The right prompt.
OT needs the prompt to appear. Emma made it better by not having to the thing. Just, if you're in the right area, you get a little sound when you pull your career out. That's all you need. There's a little bit you can freestyle it as well.
Okay, and the bets are open.
There's Kari's strength 2. She's staying.
Yeah.
For Pebbles' bet, we're good. We're going to need clarification as to what the third chest is.
A third chest?
Because
I'd say that is the third chest they open.
I feel there's like 5 different definitions as to what the third chest can be.
I'm going to take that as, by third chest, I mean the third chest that is opened in Light Trial.
We'll see what happens, honestly.
So it's not just like the third on the left or the third on the right. It's just the third chest.
I'm sure if it comes up, we can be a little lenient, right?
No lenience. Exact change only. Hammer bets are gonna be something.
And a reminder for the bets, the full locations are Market, Fountain, and Fire Temple. Kari, just leave.
Kari just left. But Nocturned.
I'm confused.
Where Redead Grave play?
I mean, she had the sun, so it makes sense.
It does make sense, but I don't know why you'd bail halfway through well for that. Unless you were confident on something. Maybe she'd realise it's a trend seed.
I don't get why you'd leave without the third strength.
Well, she doesn't know it's a third strength. Oh, well, that was where the biggest quibble was.
Okay, I'll rephrase it. I don't get why you'd leaving checks behind.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't see why you'd abandon half of... Yeah.
Okay, looking at the chat at the moment, by the way, I see 2 people that are incredibly... The first is our restreamer who bet the checkerboard forest.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, by the way, reachable about a bow with right key layout.
Yeah.
And I think the second is Tread. Who put it in Jamming?
Yeah. People are pushing it into stone dungeons because that's the nasty thing. But I think
oh yeah, it's a skeleton. Have we seen domain checks yet?
That's my bet.
Oh god, have we seen domain checks yet?
We have not seen domain in the slightest.
Oh, lordy, lordy.
The only thing we've seen in domain is a flyby walkthrough while they weep skipped. No strength's been hinted off.
No strength is guaranteed hinted off, but we do have a candidate in GTG.
There is a candidate that what would have been strength 3 could have been WAF.
Yeah, but we're looking at Mirror Shields for that at the moment, so I'm not going to rule anything
Mirror
out yet.
Shields also
As a visual effects
possible for that.
supervisor, I am
But then-
constantly observing
it never needs
nature and the
accent.
beauty of how light behaves and reacts to the environment.
As a car designer, I'm inspired by the dynamic sense of
Kari
momentum
Requiem.
from the way people move to the
I'm
way
looking for the people that are surprised, and I am struggling to find
Inspiration can
anyone.
be described as the act
Get
of
it done. It's a
breathing
dungeon
in.
you need to do anyway. Get it done. That'll
Yeah.
be
Everything.
It's a dungeon, it needs doing, it's the 5th.
Kia, movement.
And then I
number
think
5.
Kari's...
Alec can do a song.
Alexa,
Yeah.
start my morning routine.
We'll see what happens. We won't know until we see where the hammer is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Starting your morning routine.
Well, we know it's not here.
Opening blinds.
Yeah. Hylian's doing stuff we've already seen. Kari's doing stuff we've already seen.
Yeah, it's mostly just going to boil down to what the hell happens with Hammer.
Amazon is appearing to be like Cuphead right now.
Flogging Alexei.
Wait. That was were both scales in Shadow? I swear I just saw Hylian pick up the silver one. They just got handed the gold one. Oh, Fall Guys. Nice.
What are you guys
Awesome,
doing out
awesome.
here?
It's a Macmillan advert, yeah.
Okay.
You can tell by the font. Macmillan always uses that font.
He's coming for me. We're coming for
He's gonna
him.
die!
Halloween Kills.
Are we out?
No, that was only number 3.
We're out!
Oh, are we? Woo.
Important things that happened while the ad were on. EnigmaticHylian now has a gold scale.
So now we can logically do Lab Dive. To be fair, with how much we've had in water...
It is not a
That
mistrack on his part. I saw him.
Oh. Huh.
I have his stream open as well for ad sentiments.
Yeah.
But no, I'll go back and check. Surprisingly, I haven't been added yet.
Right. Keep your eyes on this. Right, so we do have Rang. At the moment, I think Rang is going to be in Ganon's castle. And if Rang shows up, that is going to absolutely terrify someone.
I can confirm, by the way, that the gold scale was picked up by EnigmaticHylian. I went back and bought it.
Oof. Hylian's struggling with the spikes.
Yeah, the spikes, they're evil.
Evil!
Not as evil as the spikes in Water Temple.
Yeah, did we get a 20 school check?
Yes, Dad.
Okay.
I guess so. The one I saw that was the gold scale was in the spinner.
We can't. It's not maze. We know what all 3 maze chests are.
Yeah, Hylian's done the base.
Yeah, Hylian.
They hovered over, which is fair.
Yeah.
What do we have left? We got all the forest.
So yeah, we've got forest. We've got Jobby. We've got Domain. We've got Ganon's.
We know it can't be in 5. It's foolish.
It can't be in 5. It can't be in Fountain.
Maybe we've got. I'm gonna think. Frogs 1 we haven't seen.
Yeah, we haven't seen Frogs 1. We
haven't seen any opponents checks, and I'm willing to bet we have access to opponents right now.
We have access to something right now. Whether it's Epona's or not is a 50-50.
Yeah, so the ones about we have now, that's a fair bet to me.
That either way, I think you'd go and get it just because of the information it gives. Because you can be told either it gives you access to these checks, or you know these checks aren't worth doing.
I'm willing to bet that Hylian will probably grab that just before they go to water. What I would do is I would grab the song there. If it's Epona's, great. If not,
it's Prelude.
Prelude's not the worst in the world, although it does. What I would do there is I would get the song, go to water, beat water, and then take the horse over to do HBA. Because if HBA is that late and I'm missing one item, you better believe I'm doing it. Okay, we know this is a shadow key.
Yeah. Assuming you can shoot the bat.
No, you don't need to shoot the bat. You don't want to leave the room, but you don't need to shoot the bat. Imagine leaving the room you're stuck in. Couldn't be me. Could not be me.
Imagine not just setting up for Raws just outside.
Imagine having for Raws to set up. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, I'd have abandoned it on the check about 3 minutes ago. Where is for Raws, by the way?
I mean, it's also a skull.
Was that 21 on Hylian's side?
That was 19.
Oh, 19.
There's one extra skull you can get in Shadow, but it's not worth it most of the time. Just grab one.
Oh yeah, because yeah.
It's in triple pot room in the maze. It's not worth going.
I can't remember which one that is. It's been so long since I went in there. Is that the other exit?
Yeah, it's the last one left in the maze we haven't seen today.
Yeah. I know there's the one with the boss key, the one that's hinted, the one that takes you back towards the boss, and then there's just the other one.
Yeah, which has a pot, which I believe one of the pots give you a ton of rupees. And there's a skull in the room. That's about it.
Yeah,
I can't remember if it becomes relevant in Master Quest. I don't think it does.
I don't know, it's just one of those checks where it's just, you don't want to be there.
I mean, Master Quest also makes the, Wait, what? Oh, it's a fairy spawn room! Oh!
We're just doing it to shut the readers up.
It also spawned a giant fairy. That's actually really good to know.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting how the game handled it like that. It's like, it gives you the fairy, puts the fairy in the room, it also gives you the readers just to say, here, you might want to play Sunsong here.
Never actually knows a thing. Okay, fair enough.
More nuts.
Yeah. I love how... I don't know what in Lake Hylia. I love, by the way, how... I forgot what I was going to say. No,
Okay.
Let's just see where it's going on. Hang on.
At the moment, the other thing I'm mildly curious about is, do we have vanilla sapphire? Given how much everything else has gone, do we have sapphire in Jabu?
I mean,
again.
Those who aren't watching chat for some reason, bets are closing when the next boss on screen dies.
Whichever that may be.
Which will probably be the Boo Knuckle.
I don't think...
Well, if we're talking actual boss, will probably be...
Yeah, I don't think Naboru counts as a boss here. I think we're talking...
It's actually going to be close.
Also, I am disappointed for neither of them did the targeting jumps. swag here.
Not the easiest in the world to do. It looks
No,
cool, but it's tricky.
but it's swaggy as hell.
I suddenly no longer want to do it.
Which one's Pancake Room?
Oh, is that the back in GTT with the strength 2?
Because if it's that one, then there's 4 chests there. You're going to need to be a little more specific to win anything.
I mean, no one bet it, so that's a specific...
I mean, someone has bet one of the specific chests in there, but yeah.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, someone did a bet, and it was like the right side chest. You get 2 on the left, 1 on the back, and 1 on the right. They betted it's in the right chest.
I'm not seeing that one.
I could have swore it was.
There's someone who's put third chest light. Oh, DGD silver block right side.
Yeah, DCG silver block right side.
There's 2 on the right side there, so yeah, okay.
Is there 2 on the right? I thought it was 2 on the left.
As you're coming in, it's 2. No, you what? Yeah. 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 invisible on the right, 1 on the back.
Yeah.
As you enter the room. Ooh, that's gonna be...
Whoa. Toasty!
Toasty! Well, even though it's gonna fire, it's looking like Kuwait, the firewood's gonna fire next. Yep. Basically, wait to tell which one's gonna most likely fire next. If you don't know, once they've been over a platform on the edge, they have like a firing charge. To put it in a way. So at that point, they have a chance to fire. If they're still over the platform, of course, then they will fire then. I think the exact middle also does the same thing, but they so rarely stop there. No...
Yeah, but they can stop over the middle platform as well, but it's...
I think if they come in the main middle.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know the
It's always the worst when they do it there, because you bear, especially if doing hookshot strats, you have to cancel the hookshotting so much earlier to give it time to pull the shield out.
Yeah. Also, we beat Troll Rover, so now we have Link's Awakening. Wait. Does that count a hit?
No, I don't think so.
Let's find out.
It clanked, I think.
Oh, good one second from both players, though.
Yeah. I think they just jump slashed over there to store the jump slash.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I saw it connect those things like out.
Clean. Yeah. Clean twin rover on both sides.
I still can't do that, so I'm scared.
Let's see if it's a clean bongo on both sides.
No, you only get like time for 5 hits.
Yeah, I meant more Kari got hit by bongo during this
right,
cycle, about here. Kari got hit by bongo.
And bongo's down.
Yeah.
We now only have a water temple difference between our runners.
A water temple between them.
And that's pretty much it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the question. Where does Kari go next?
Ganon's.
No, they're reversing.
Are they? I can't remember, did Kari already get the...
Wait. No, they're not? What? I guess they started to reverse and realised they wanted a pose.
I think they wanted to see what this was, yeah.
That too, yeah.
Kari doesn't
also
have
fair.
strength.
Also fair.
Oh, yeah, Kari doesn't have strength 3.
It is
Ponya's here, so that does open it up.
No, this is where things get interesting.
It is, because Nobody's going to get Prelude or Bolero.
We're just going to ignore the songs completely.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, Prelude's on Nocturne check.
Depending on how fast you can get to Prelude. Don't forget, Hylian's on BT.
Perhaps, but...
It's still probably fast to save warp, to be fair.
It is, but when you can save and quit to the temple, Prelude is a waste in every situation. The only time Prelude wouldn't be a waste is if Hammer is in Domain.
I mean, if you're on VC, you can grab it quickly. You grab it quickly because we set it seat twice as long.
Yeah,
but it's not quick enough to justify this case.
Yeah,
unless you're coming out of Shadow with the medallions, which you're not.
Yeah, you're coming out of Fire, so it's a bit of a hike.
Alright, both runners are in Ganon's castle. The difference is, one of them has 3 strengths, one of them has 2.
Okay, here we go. For the record, I am vested in this because I did in fact say Hammer is here.
And this is in fact the 20th skull for Hylian.
Yeah. I did say Hammer is at this upcoming check on Hylian's side.
It's time for everyone's favourite moment in a seed. It's time. Never try, please, Hylian. To yeet, dad, rock.
Thud.
I love doing that.
I kind of wish you could throw it and kill the Skulltula.
That would be interesting. You'd bury the token, though.
There's a...
Oh, that's good, Tunic.
Yep. That...
I think that pretty much confirms that the wallet is at least one wallet is required.
Logically, yes.
Not even, actually. You don't have to do anything fire-related there.
Yeah. But knowing the logic, logic absolutely loves saying you're supposed to go to get your wallet and then get the Goron tunic.
Oh yeah. And that we have every logical way of doing this next check.
All 3,472 of them.
There's only 3 ways for this one. Long shot and hovers, long shot and dins, and fire arrows. Shadow Troll 1 has more requirements. More potential requirements, sorry.
Yeah.
So that says... Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I think if Hammer is in Light Trial, this just got very, very interesting. Because...
If Hammer's in Light Trial, I think it is... So...
Yeah, if Hammer is in Light Trial, it might just be over. Because Kari's not going to go back child at this point. I think they're just going to commit to the adult.
She might go back child if she gets to Ran. She won't go back to Well, though.
Yeah. I think she will go back to Well after doing Domain and Jarbu.
Not necessarily hinted Waff.
Not necessarily hinted Waff, because the 2 strength checks didn't lock each other, but the 3rd strength was double strength locked.
Yeah, at that point, it is potentially 3rd strength way to hero because we do have a words. I have them. Strength 3 in GCG, which is way to hero, but there's also a Mirror Shield
possibly way of the hero. Yeah, so it's way of the hero ?
Yeah.
There we go. We have max nuts. We can now nut Ganon to death.
Good. I mean, fun fact, no, you can't.
Well, yeah, you still need the final
hit on Ganon has to be with the Master Sword.
Yeah, you can nut him through the 1st stage.
You can actually nut him all the way down to 1 HP. But the final hit has to be with the Master Sword.
Yeah, you can nut him down to the fall over animation, I think. The 2nd one.
No, you have to hit your Master Sword at that point.
Oh.
He doesn't drop down unless you use the Master Sword. I've done that before in Scrub Season 1, when I'd already lost.
You were just messing about, eh?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Also, Yeet Rock Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Okay, here we go, Light Trial.
Key.
You need that.
Rang.
Oh no. Oh, that's not good.
Pain and suffering.
That's not sending you back to Cheld anytime soon on Kari's side, because she can't get it.
Yeah. Kari is not going to go back child side.
4 more.
Big magic.
Wait, I thought it was Shadow Temple.
There's
There it is.
Hammer.
That's
GG,
it.
I think it's GG at this point.
There is no location you can reach now that can have the light arrows that Hiding can't get to.
Yeah, and
This is effectively over.
Yep. Heidi's going
I
to
hate to
finish
say it.
this. Yeah, it's not pleasant to see, but all it's
So
come
straight
down
through
to
it
is
here.
yeah, all it came down to is Kari just bailed from well.
I mean, what does Hiding want from his chest? Potential light arrows.
That's Nocturne. What are they going? Not going to Nocturne. They're
They're
going.
leaving the area at least. Where are they going? Oh, this is Forest. This is probably Forest.
Yeah, Kari's not going to go back to it. They're just going to do what they can.
I don't know why.
You don't go back to well.
Wait, where are they going?
I don't know, but
I don't know why Hiding's still clearing here, because you get the light arrow hint, honestly. The light arrows at this point.
I think he's more just saving himself the second climb.
Fair point.
If he can, he will.
Could be for North Wind as well. We know it's not.
Okay.
They don't.
See you, Pembles.
Actually,
Yeah. I think this is just. I'm not sure how much of this is just a formality now, because after bailing on well, Kari's not going to.
We keep watching. We keep watching.
Yeah.
This is interesting direction to go. Oh no, this is the claim check. This is the claim check.
I can't remember. Did Kari get claim check?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think Pembles got closest on the bet.
Yeah,
Wasn't
like
necessarily third chest, but nobody
like
else got.
Specific, that could be classed as the third chest because it was a
yeah,
third chest.
It was a third chest, but we can't really call that, so yeah.
Nobody else put light trials, so
yeah, nobody else put light trial, so you might as well hand it that.
no, it wasn't of a light trial. It just wasn't specific.
So multi.
I'd argue that scenario had it to both.
Right. I'm wondering what Hylian's doing. Does he not realise he's in go or glow?
I don't know.
I don't think he knows. Oh,
there's no Bolero warp. He's going.
Oh yeah, he doesn't.
Checks.
He doesn't have bow, but even so,
he's looking for light arrows on the way.
Yes, lights on the way up.
You do what you must because you can.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, because anything that avoids having to do the second climb is a benefit on your half. Because nobody wants to have to climb twice. Part of me wonders if Hylian's going to check Hammer Fairy first, or if he's going to save it until the way out. Because he knows lights aren't in fire.
Yeah, it's possible, yeah. I'd say you do DMC.
Honestly, I think
Hylian.
I think Hylian's better play here would have been water.
No, you clear your dungeons.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At this point, yeah, you clear the dungeon and go.
And then you go for the hint.
Bet for light arrows? Sure, why not?
We could do.
Because
not many places left it could be, but it'd be fun to see where everyone thinks.
I mean, we've seen. I mean, it could be literally anywhere that's left. So we've got bits of GTG. We've got Amarocks, we've got Forest and Jarbo, we've got Domain. There's still options. And actually, you know what I think?
I think 1,000 HBA.
Nah.
I think there's something there.
I think nobody's checked Tektite Grotto.
Oh! Yeah, I'm surprised.
Well, to be fair, by the time they got Irons and Gold Scale, they were in Dungeon Rush.
True.
So, and it's kind of out of the way, so a check to feel bad about orphaning. Yeah, Kari is going to be regretting that.
Oh, she's not going to be happy.
Yeah. Like, just one decision that decided the seed. And this is why I will always full clear well when I'm in there. Because nothing's worse than having to go back to well.
Yeah, well's not going to be. So I think the best places for light arrows at this point are somewhere quick to get to. We don't cover the castle. We've seen all the castle.
Yeah, we've still got. The thing is, there's not really anywhere left that is quick to get to.
Domain's quick enough.
Domain's fairly quick. Jarbu is the absolute worst case scenario. Forest, it depends where in Forest.
Water, I'd say, is a worst case scenario. Because you're probably leaving the floating side of the block. And yeah. Fire, we know it can't be.
Yeah, it's. Yeah. There's a lot of places it could be. I still think it's entirely possible we could end up with it in water. Kari's back in water.
I can't say I'm surprised.
I'm not, but also, God, they must be hating this.
I'm pretty sure we've seen Goku's done.
Yeah, we have. But yeah, no, I think this is the last play Kari wanted to make. Well, short of going child again. Like, water's not pleasant. You don't want to be spending that much time here.
Oh, Harry got the boss key.
Yeah, early boss key. Can't remember how early, but it was an early one. It must have been bottom loop, actually.
You didn't have to climb. So it was in lava room somewhere.
Oh, lava room somewhere, yeah. Yeah, it must have been. Yeah.
Well, we're going to hit 3 hours at least.
Yeah. this is.
Let's peaceful murder hole time.
Mm-hmm. At this point, I almost wouldn't be surprised if Kari went into fire to see if she could find an early boss key. So that all there was left to do with Hammer was grab and go. And add percent on the formality side.
Right, as far as I can tell, all the good plays have been made. There's not been any really questionable ones. I'm going to leave it well early.
Yeah, leaving well early. And I think, yeah, there's not been bad plays. I think Hylian had a slightly better play in that.
So you shave every day.
Hylian made the play to go
with titanium blades
and buy a tunic and go and get the intel from Crater first.
The new big hybrid flex.
I think that might have paid off
and yes,
a bit
it's
more.
refillable.
Don't count Kari out yet.
They fight for conquest.
Yeah.
They fight
Yeah, because Kari's going back to finish well now.
what is ours.
If she was going domain, she'd have diminuted.
Welcome them to hell.
But
that's right, Kari food days are all over the place.
I don't think Kari wants to do Dark Link. Like, how much did Kari leave in Water? Because I think it was just Dark Link and River.
I think she did the map and the track. I didn't see much else.
Yeah, I know she did those two at least. I think. Yeah.
Right, here we go. It's gonna matter. It's gonna basically depend on my light hour location. If Kari gets this here, and then it's just gonna be where are the lights.
Yeah. Light tower location is going to come into play, but I don't know, because I don't know, because Kara's still got quite a bit here to do, and by the time Kara's gone adult and got to Spirit, Hylian, not even got Spirit, got into GTG, not even GTG, got into Ganon's. Hylian is probably also going to be getting into Ganon's. Because boss key's here. So with boss key being as free as it is.
And negative shield.
Yeah, shield's gone, but it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna hazard a guess that Kari's not happy.
Yeah, Kari's gonna be fuming at that one. But yeah, Hylian just grabbed the boss key, I believe. Which to explain a quick reset. But yeah, even getting strength is just... Yeah, Kari's coming back in to see if Hammer's on the last few, and... No.
You're here. You don't want to go leaving. You want to finish it.
Yeah, you don't want to triple dip. I think at this point, Kari decided that she wanted to do the child stuff before committing to a stone forest. Because I think at least mopping up well. Oh hey, this is now in logic.
This is always in logic.
Yeah.
Point being, you haven't got a shield, so you can't crouch that.
Yeah.
So it is unfortunately 9 sticks.
Or you pull up the menu and get the Hylian shield out. mean, don't they have Hylian shield?
You can't crouch down behind your shield.
Alright. Not with sticks, at least.
Not at all.
Child. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that side. Yeah. Yeah. It makes zero sense to not do stone before going to 12. I think logically, yes. It makes no sense to skip Stone Forest for well. But I think skipping parts of well was playing on her mind.
So now he's going to see what the light arrows are.
Yeah. Get double defense because... Oh wait, is he going to get double defense? Yeah. Why wouldn't you? It's literally there. It's a free health fill. It's double defense. Helps if Ganon gets trolling. But... from here... I mean, to be fair, I think the only solace for Kari is even if she'd bailed after getting Strength 3, she wouldn't have been able to catch up.
I mean, it's fine, right? Hylian can just die 50 times to Ganon.
Yeah, but...
That's not happening, by the way.
Yeah, but both of them still have to find lights. Kari's got to go adult, get hammer, go to fire, which is kind of out of the way at this point. I think Kari sealed her fate when she bailed on well the first time.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably the happen.
Don't delete the key. How do you do that? Is that like inputting a roll on the second?
The way to lose the key is
with a song.
Save and quit before you get handed the key, but after you've hit it spawn. You have, I believe, 1 frame to save.
This game is gloriously programmed.
Yeah, it's a well-programmed game. Because it triggers the, hey, you've got this item, before you get handed the item.
Yeah. That's the second despawn terror you've had from Hylian, isn't it?
If you delete a boss key, that's it. There's nothing we can do.
I mean, there was all a thing where like he almost did it to the mirror shield.
Yeah, if you that's even more tragic. You don't because you actually do need that to win the game. So basically, if he would have happened, that would have been The difference here is
he knows what he'd have deleted.
With that one, you're not sure.
Yeah, he thought, oh, I'll just play on in case I deleted 5 rupees. And he was just
tell them
screwed for the entire game.
We're racing.
Yeah, and he'd just have been screwed from the rest of the game. It would have just been miserable. Here we go, Kari into light trial.
About to get probably hammer first. Actually, I think they go left. No, they go right. Okay. Just boomerang first. Just, can she prove me wrong? I know she likes doing that.
I was kind of half terrified that she'd see the boomerang and save and quit.
No, she's gonna keep. You don't.
Yeah.
Leave here unless you're in go mode.
Yeah, you don't leave here unless you're in go mode or nothing shows up.
Like 7 chests in one room, you're not gonna leave one behind.
Yeah, but also it's just there's always that terror that they just see the item and make the stupidest play available to them at that moment. You know how it goes sometimes?
Oh yeah.
Because we have the information, they do not. It's entirely possible they just make the worst play.
I can tell you one thing, Kari does not look happy.
Yeah, Kari is going to be fuming. Because at this point, Kari must know that they're behind. Like,
I mean, there's always a chance. It's not a big chance. There's always a chance.
The chance, but it's
honestly slim.
It's very slim. Like travel times, especially. Kari have to get out to fire.
Alright, let's have a look. Where's this boss key?
Where's this light arrow?
Light arrow, sorry. You know what I meant.
Jabu's belly!
I shouldn't be surprised, should I?
Trent, you absolute git.
And there's no quick walk back to, Oh, that's gonna be a fun one to get back to. Jeez. That's a good point. Do you go and pick? I think you go and pick up Prelude.
Yeah, I can see him picking up Prelude just because it saves on having to warp and then owl.
Pick up Prelude, play Prelude. Good child.
Pick it up, Prelude, child. Yeah.
Come through. Jabu.
Yada yada. Jabu.
Pick up a fish on the way.
Pick up a fish. Jabu. Come out of Jabu. Instantly Prelude out of Jabu. Go adult. Go win. Like,
you don't even go pick up the stone no matter where the item is.
Yeah.
It could just be, on thingy.
It could be on Baronade.
If it's on Baronade, just leave once you get it. You have to save and warp out of the Baronade room, but you don't need the stone. Actually, behind it'd be faster to grab the stone.
You've had this
VC save warps.
Yeah, VC being wonky. I mean, you wouldn't even... I'm vaguely sure you can Prelude out of dungeons, can't you?
Not in the boss room, you can't.
Oh, boss room shenanigans,
Or
right.
arena.
Medfire foolish or Stone Forest foolish? Yes.
Probably I've heard Stone Forest foolish, honestly. Fire's checks are more spread out. Fire checks are... I'm not sure, actually. Fire checks are a bit more spread out. So on paper, you'd want...
Yeah. Do you know what the absolute best part of this all is? This is very likely 2 things locked behind Strength 3.
Oh no, it is 2 things you lock behind Strength 3.
Depends if it's first chest. If it's first chest Jabu, it doesn't necessarily need Boomerang.
I mean, we still have a hammer. One of the hammer bets was Compass Chest in Jabu, which, for those who don't know, is the Shabon room.
Yeah.
Trust me, I had to research all the maps and compasses for bingo. Jabu is in fact the location of the light arrows.
Yep. Jabu ate the light arrows and now we want them back. So, yeah. Now we get to watch the worst dungeon in the game.
We're not in Forest Temple.
Jabu's worse than Forest.
I disagree.
Forest is dull, but it's not physically nauseating to look at.
That depends entirely on who you are. I suppose Forest does have one redeeming factor. It does have the ghosts. I like ghosts.
Yeah, Jabu's just it's a fairly unpleasant... It's very unpleasant to look at. You do get rather nauseous just looking at it. And it's also an escort mission, so... glorious fun times on that side.
Oh, Hylian, you need Ruto.
He's about to learn this the hard way. Yeah, he's just remembered.
He realised.
Wait, that's a 2-person switch.
Autopilot.
My ass is not fat enough to open this switch. Yeah.
And there's Kari.
Yes, the hitchhiker. We always spell it that way. Yeah. To be honest, you should have just been able to take the iron boots out of your pocket and just put them on the Switch. And just hope a monster hasn't walked off with them.
Yes, the iron boots are definitely fit into your child pocket.
Well, I mean, child still got them. Like, apparently this guy's got the Hylian shield in his bag.
You do realise, of course, that Link has a bag of holding, which negates the weight.
Well, yeah, he has a bag of holding. It's called the bomb bag. How are you getting 20 bombs into that thing? It's the same size as your wallet.
Link is powerful enough to put a bag of holding in a bag of holding and have it explode.
Exactly.
Imagine that.
You've got a bag of the bomb bag in the bag of holding, the wallet in the bag of holding, your inventory in another bag of holding.
Actually, to be fair, the wallet could probably hold 200.
Yes, but 500 and 999.
I mean, possible. Just get large denomination rupees.
Yeah, that's the thing. The large denomination rupees are bigger.
No, I meant just closer to the screen.
No, if you look at the screen, Blue P is not the same size.
Oh, there's a BTS.
As a gold. Yeah, there's a big boy sword.
Yeah, but the thing is, you only have to... It's 20 blue rupees against 1 gold rupee. Also, Dragon's Dead.
Right, there goes that. And now Kari goes and... Honestly, Kari's going to just... I almost want to see her reaction to this, because this is just going to be the death blow at this point. She's just going to go to Ganon, everything's going well and fine. At this point, do you reckon she picks up Prelude?
I reckon if you see... you go back to child, you grab Prelude. Otherwise, you got a long way back.
Yeah. I was thinking more, does she grab Prelude on the way back from Fire? Well, she hasn't, but...
It's an interesting argument, honestly.
Yeah. But...
I think it's best to save walk back in case it's somewhere simple to get to.
I think knowing that you don't...
Kari is on her way to the tower.
Yeah.
Not going to be quick enough to get the win, but... Yeah, and I've got we've had some good news. How about some bad news?
It's on Marinade.
The letter's on Marinade. I'll admit, I was going into that one and I was hoping, please let me be right, please let me be right, I wasn't stupid.
Yeah. Honestly, I think not getting Prelude there on Kari's side might have just been a slight misplay, because you know you don't have light arrows. You know you're going to need to get light arrows. Do you just buy... You should have just... I'd have gone down, got Prelude and just bitten that, because you're going to need it wherever lights are. Like, child especially, but... Fun fact, I wanted to bet that, but the bet never opened. Hey, we don't control the betting here.
Well,
I
don't.
Yeah. Someone does. I'm sure. I hope so. Rampant gambling. Anyway. And now into the barrels.
It's still close. Don't get me wrong. The race is still reasonably close.
It is close.
It's just not quite as close as it could be.
Very much Hylians to lose at this point.
Honestly, yeah.
Like, knowing
that there's still scope for a loss by Hylian, but
yeah, but that at this point that requires that doesn't just require a massive Ganazo. Also,
and what's the
vanilla reward again? Is this even rando? That is 1, 2, 3, 4 dungeons with vanilla reward. Half the dungeons in the game have the vanilla reward. That is just something. Yeah, Kari is not going to be pleased now. They've just been told light arrows are in Jabu, which is, I think at this point, legitimately, Jabu is the worst place it could be for either of the runners. Simply because it's the furthest away point.
Yeah, like it has to be a Baronade.
Yeah, they're in Jabu somewhere, and Baronade is the one remaining check. So
Kari is not getting Prelude. I'm gonna walk back to Temple of Time. Bring a box over because there's no point box stratting when you're this close. Box skipping rather.
Yeah.
Go for the climb as well. I think I've actually seen someone do this. Most people I know these days are actually able to do either a slingshot from the, which is really simple actually, or boomerang from the bottom.
Boomerang from the bottom is something I've always wanted to try and do, but I've never actually managed to do it.
I pulled it off once.
Yeah.
I just stick to the slingshot from the door.
But yeah, this seed has been glorious. Triple dip spirit, mandatory, and required strength 3 for boomerang.
And hammer.
And hammer, but I think boomerang's more egregious.
Yeah, fair.
Like, it's the last, like, Kari especially was going in there with just fire left to do. And if Kari had strength 3 there and they pulled boomerang, and they were told that was the required item, that's cause for panic. Like, less so because it's a stone, but even so, pulling boomerang that late and it being required is never nice. God, imagine if they'd gone the other way around and got hammer first and failed on hammer.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
And it had to go back and had to go on a wild goose chase to find boomerang. No, I think at that point, if you did that, the first thing you'd probably do, once being told it was Jabu, is just finish Ganon's castle. But yeah, anyway, Hylian's going back to the Temple of Time.
Yep, that's the final point.
This is looking to be a very seed that is soon to be over. Thankfully. God, what the hell have you done this time, Trent?
Randobot was beat today.
I blame Trent.
I blame Randobot.
Just because it's a tame seed doesn't mean it's a nice seed. We've got the big sword, we've got the bottle, we've got light arrows equipped. We are prepared for Ganon. I mean, it's not bad, but it's also very much not good. Like, any seed that forces triple dip of spirit. I could be gambling on an ad before we killed Ganon. Honestly, given how long it's been since the last one, I think we are absolutely due another ad percent before we stick the pig. 'Cause I'm vaguely sure it's... I can't remember, I'm vaguely sure it's half hourly.
That's usually the time? I'm not sure how long it's been. I'll be honest,
Well, how many have we had so far? Because half hour put it at like 6 ad breaks.
That sounds about right.
And that sounds about right, with a 7th coming up within the next 10 minutes. Like, I don't know how long before the stream countdown started that they started. 3:28:57. So we've got 5 minutes to climb the tower and kill Ganon.
We'll probably get an ad on the killing blow.
Yeah. He just runs up to deliver the killing blow and advert. We never see the killing blow land. It's just the advert. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Countdown. Now back to our sponsors. Raid Shadow Temple. Wait.
Shadow Temple wasn't exactly... Was there even anything in Shadow of use? Can't remember. Oh, Scale.
Oh, Scales, yeah.
Oh, both Scales were in Shadow, were they? Oof. That's just a little grim.
A little bit, yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get the one cycle. Probably we've got BGS.
Yeah, with BGS it's fairly free. So here we go. From here we have 3 minutes before the ad break. Can he do it?
The more important question would have been, would Kari have made it to Baronade?
Yeah. I think even if Kari had failed from Shadow with Strength 3, they'd have got the hammer as Hylian got the hint, roughly. And they still had fire to go. So there were always going to be the fire, about a fire behind. Yeah, she'll know it's on Barony before Ganon is boshed, but she won't get to Ganon in that. She won't get to Barony in that time. I think she'll probably just forfeit in Jaru still. She'll probably eat the baggage and go and have to call it. Ooh, there's hits on Ganon. Bet he's glad for that double defense. And there we go. Nice and fairly clean.
With
that, we have the overly long cutscene. Come on, we don't want to get another ad break. We're not making a YouTube video here. We don't want ad breaks. Oh, and there's the ad break. Of course. The perfect end to the seed. Just as we stick the pig. Ad break.
I tell you, but the final time was 3:27:24. Oh my god.
Right.
Rapunzel was bored of waiting for a prince to come.
Beautiful timing.
What are you guys doing out here?
There's a creepy man in a white mask. Run!
If you track Michael's victims, it's a straight
Oh my
line.
god. He's coming for me.
You couldn't have had that any better if you had tried.
I mean, we did call it as he goes to stick the pig advert.
They call it a chopper. I guess it's probably. Oh,
they'll do anything to get their fill of chocolate. Great.
Yeah, it's the only way the theme was going to end, let's be honest.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It was only ever going to end on an ad break. And
right, the question is, of course,
how much longer is Kari going to go for?
No, that's not the question I was going to ask.
Oh, fair.
The question is, are we getting an interview?
I don't know. Are you going to ask, or...? Oh, Kari's playing for lights. That's fair enough.
Yeah, you're close enough, you as well.
You'll probably get it before the 35.
Yeah, but it's not that long.
Yeah.
3 or 4 minutes from here, but at the
It's not long. It's tedious, but it's not long.
Yeah, Barony's honestly not that hard to fight once you get it down.
Mm-hmm. And there we go.
Okay. Waiting on if we're going to get into it. We're going to get Kari. I'm not sure we're going to get... We haven't had a response from Hylian yet.
Okay.
Oh my god. Well, that's definitely been a cool scene. I like that one.
Yeah. That was an interesting one for my first time casting.
Oh, we're going to jump back. Okay. So, while we're waiting for the end of this seed, or at least the end of Kari's seed, I have been informed that Hylian will not be joining us for an interview today.
Okay.
GG's to them anyway.
Yeah, GG's to Hylian for that one.
While we have a moment, though, I'm going to shout out people, including our runners, EnigmaticHylian and Kari Okami. Absolutely fantastic people, well worth the follow.
Right.
Hold on, you know what? I'm going to do this quickly. Runners. We'll go for trackers next.
Mm-hmm.
Our trackers, me and Alexander Harold, having to watch this seed and keep unsung heroes, honestly. If it weren't for trackers, Rooster would be so much less professional.
Aye.
And it's definitely super worth and then we're going to go for our restreamer, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Ketchup and Duck.
The one that actually makes things happen here.
Yeah, the one making sure everything works. It had a few team issues at the start, but I'll be honest, that's technology for you.
Yeah, that's just technology. You can't knock them for that.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Tech issues are always ahead. And of course, our commentators, Iron Thunder and myself, Sean Winnie. Iron Thunder seems pretty cool. Not really sure about me though.
Yeah, you're fine.
You don't know about me. And of course, the real sponsor. The real ones, the sponsors. Amazon Alexa, Amazon itself,
I think the other one.
We had once.
Yeah, we had Fanta. We had Gillette about 5 times.
I think I saw Virgin Media in there as well.
Yeah. And then Halloween Kills at least twice.
And what, sorry?
Halloween Kills, the new Halloween film.
Oh, yes, at least that one, yeah.
That was at least twice. So...
And there we go. Kari has her light arrows.
Kari has her light arrows, and... Oof.
A fireworks show!
I think this is just Kari's reaction to the seed. Blow it all to hell. That is...
Until we get an official result.
Yeah.
We're good. Oh, and here we have, just make sure that have Kari Okami. Welcome in. GG's.
Hey, GG's.
So I take it me bailing on well cost me that.
Honestly, it
pretty much. Yeah.
I'm curious why you did, honestly.
I started thinking it was just stuff on the way.
That's fair, honestly.
Yeah.
I had GTG Way of the Hero left, and then as soon as I got into Ganon's, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I started panicking after Ganon's. I was like, okay, fuck, I'm now in a casino. Where do I go for Hammer? I could go GTG, but that's most likely just for the mirror and the strength. Where else could it be? Probably water, because irons. But I kept getting this sinking feeling of if it's child, what if it's back and well? So I had to go back.
Yeah.
I was like, because I had this niggling friend of mine in the back of my head telling me, you should have all cleared that, you should have all cleared that.
Sorry, can I poke you for just a second? I'm being asked by our race monitor for you to click. You need to click the forfeit button.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Still good. Just wanted to pass that message on.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
But honestly, you played pretty well.
Yeah.
I'll admit the well was a questionable decision to leave, but that's what happens sometimes. One decision can swing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about that logical triple dip spirit?
I'll be honest, I worked it out pretty quick. As soon as I saw Saria's, I was like, as soon as I saw that hint of Desert Colossus, Way of the Hero, right hand hook shots, I was like, so as soon as I get Requiem, do child side, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Go on.
It was a lovely bit of logic.
Oh yeah, having to get the hook shot from there and the hook shot from River, which, by the way, why is there always a hook shot in that bloody chest? Always, every time.
I don't
to
know.
go to GTG to get your mirror shield to go back in. Because logically it needs to go in as both ages to get the 5 keys.
I'll be honest, I was very surprised to see it there. I was like, oh, so that's my logical way to GTG. And then I think after I got Requiem, I got to top of the lab and I saw Ruto's letter there thinking, why the hell is this always here?
That's another one, yeah.
Yeah, that's another one. I was like, oh, so I am completely in logic. Just out of the order.
Yeah. Both of you were. You went the right. Yeah, you went a weird way about it, but you did sort of figure it out in the end. Because logically, you needed to go straight into well, both strengths, out to spirit, all of that.
Yeah, get your hook shot, then go to river, get your long shot, and then go to GTG.
Yeah.
I'm glad I just found the Goron way of the city way of the hero because I was like, oh, okay, so it's definitely 100% Saria locked.
Oh, I need to tell you something about.
Oh, what have I done wrong? What have I
No. Do you remember early in the seed you went to the maze?
Yes.
And you blew up a hint stone?
Yes. Would
you like to know what hint was on that stone?
Was it Goron City Way of the Hero?
It was Goron City Way of the Hero. And we found out later, it's like, oh no, she's never going back.
Well, I was going to go back because the only thing that could have been Wave of the Hero was Desert Colossus, which was Saria's. I knew it couldn't have been Forest Access because Minuet was on Long Long. And I did Skull Kid and he had nothing on him.
Yeah, you kind of got bailed out by that song location, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Because you probably won't go back for Echo since you made quite some time, especially since when was he ever hit again? I'm trying to think.
I think it was Fountain. That's where Fountain.
Yeah, Fountain. That was it, yeah.
Fountain. Because Hylian got the Goron City one, but didn't get the Fountain one, and Kari got the other way around.
I also have to point out your third foolish hint was Death Mountain Crater Cracked Wall and Bigoron located. The hint was Market.
Market was foolish.
Market was foolish.
Foolish Market.
And
Okay,
you would, and I'll be honest, after you left we're never getting that.
Yeah. So I think I'm missing 2 sometimes hints.
Let me just put the bot and see what that says.
Let's see now. I've got Right Hand, Water BK Chest, Unfreeze King's Aura, Composer's Grave, Chickens.
Yeah, chicken.
Serenade, Hinted.
Yeah, we had 3 song hints in the end. We had Minuet gives Serenade, Serenade gives Nocturne, and Sunsong gives Sunsong.
Oh.
Yeah. That was the other thing. What was with all the vanilla in that seed?
From what I understand, it's a classic thing with the seed roller. I know the seed wasn't bad, but I'm still going to blame the fact that it's the seed roller.
Because we had 2 vanilla songs, 4 vanilla dungeon rewards, including 2 of the stones. Just blame Trent.
Yeah.
Just Trent things.
That's just how I'm looking at it.
Hey.
I was going to say, if chat has any more questions. Honestly, I like the seed. I must be hell to play, but I like watching it at least.
Yeah, it was an interesting watch.
And curse chickens for being foolish in a seed where Kari's.
I just have one favour from you, Sean.
Win.
Lose.
Lose? What?
What? We gotta meet each other at some point in this tournament.
Yeah, grand finals.
No, you're gonna lose.
The grand finals, we can face each other twice.
I still want you to lose. I want equal footing.
Oh, okay. So now I've got to win, right?
No, you got to lose.
Speaking of, quickly, I'm going to quickly take us to the bracket. I'm not sure if we've got a bracket scene, but I'm going to go pull up the bracket page real quick, because this result has decided winners finals of Prelude. EnigmaticHylian will move on to face me in what is essentially winners finals. Oh, white screen.
Screen with a lot of hashtag NAs. Stream dislikes this.
Give it a second. We have a couple of technical issues
upcoming
recently.
races.
Please bear with us. I'll get to it in a second to a point quickly. So I'll be moving on to. So how does we want to face me? Kari is going to be dropping down to face the winner of Owning Matt and Pete Terrific. As for our upcoming matches, I'm going to make sure I got the dates right for these before I start out.
Always
I
handy.
know that Rollo versus Slower is tomorrow at 11 GMT or 7 Eastern. Aston versus McCrypt is actually, if my time is correct, already started. Because because if my time's correct, that's today.
Yeah, the ping went out for that a while ago.
Yeah, so that's definitely started. So feel free to go watch one of those. All You Can Eat versus Link Pond, who is also a Prelude match, is on the 22nd at 10 GMT or 6 Eastern. 22nd, for those who don't know, is Friday. And then we have Pembles versus Pix on the 23rd at 1 a.m. UTC, or 9 Eastern, which is a bit of a late one for me, so I'm probably able to watch that one, sadly. There's no upcoming matches. One last shout out to our runners today, EnigmaticHylian and Kari. Again, both fabulous people, well worth the follow. I was expecting a response there. Okay, never mind. Our trackers, Alexander and Lee Harold. Both cool people. Give them a follow. I'm having a wonderful time speaking today. Our restreamer, Ketchup a Duck. I will do that every time now, I swear. And finally, our lovely commentators. Well, lovely commentator, Iron Thunder.
And hey, don't knock yourself.
And then a sheep that wandered in, Sean Buddy.
No, we don't acknowledge Sean. We don't acknowledge it.
Wow, rude. And with that, I am sure we're going to have a fantastic raid target. I'm actually not sure where we're going. We will find out in just a moment.
I suppose one of the runners from the race, which is currently going on, being Aston or McCrypt, I think it is.
We could. We'll work it out, though. We'll leave you on an outro. But for now, I've been Sean Money, this has been Iron Thunder, and we have Kari here as well. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next race.
Hey, see
you.
Bye now.